Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
What's happening, family? What's going on, family? Welcome to the Sports Coma. What's good with the family members in the live stream? Big ups to you on this show. Big ups to the family members as we tune in to another exciting episode of the Sports Coma. And like I always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q, the host, and you are the great Saint Think Tank, the greatest collective and diehard black and gold family members in the entire Saints hemisphere. Who that to the rest of the black and gold family members chiming in on the live stream? Big ups to you and yearns on this Thursday as we come live and direct to you on the Sports Coma. Big ups to the family members. Big ups indeed. In this episode of the Sports Coma called Mayor says good Temp move to Baton Rouge for Saints. And, and that's the stance. We'll play. I got the mayor on tap, and we also got receipts on tap today. So this is the Sports Coma, aka the Great Saint Think Tank, aka the Receipt Show today. Receipts on deck today for this one here. We got you today. But listen, bottom line is, man, listen, I'm not attached to any party. Let me know, y'all. Let me let y'all know that first. If this your first time coming here, you'll understand and know that the Sports Coma is unlike many other, is that we tell it like it is and we keep it real. And that's what the family members ask for. That's what you demand, and that's what I deliver. I keeps it real. But I also bring the receipts what I'm talking about. But the reality on today's show, we'll cover that news note and we'll take our time with it on this version of the show. We're coming at you for the summation of a couple hours today. Big ups to the family members chiming in on the live stream. We got that plus some other news. We'll break down that. and we'll cover other news going over with that, with the mayor situation, and then we'll cover what the Baton Rouge mayor is saying about the whole ordeal. We'll also get into Saints scrutinized NFL worst red zone defense during bye. We're going to take a look at that article. Also, Malcolm Jenkins wants more from the NFL. Tokenism really doesn't mean that much. And Malcolm is right. Tokenism and symbology doesn't mean much. But let me tell you something, man, about the world. In the 43 odd years that I've been here, let me tell you something, bro. People who have power are slow to relinquish it because they've worked so hard to acquire it. So smart people do not relinquish power. They only are really good at making you interpret that you're getting something when you're not getting absolutely nothing. You understand what I just said, family? Did you just get that? And that is the dynamic. That people with power do not, and they are slow to relinquish it because they're only interested in the acquisition of it, meaning getting more and more and more. Let's get that understood. Now, if we approach it with that thought process, then everything else in your entire spectrum of thought would make total sense. It will. But anyway, we'll cover that news note item today as well. And like I said, family, I'll tell you all that. And then we'll get into Saints may have hit on undrafted home run with Marquez Callaway. We'll cover that as well on today's edition of the Sports Coma. But before we get going, I want to give a shout out to all the Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Big ups to GM Kev. Big ups to GM Kev in the building. Brother Paul is in the building as well. Who that to you, Brother Paul? The historian's in effect. Tramal, Brother Tramal, who that to you? Brother Brian, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. Brother Jerry's in the building. Who that to you, Brother Jerry? Much love to your fam. Appreciate your support, man. All of y'all. Thank y'all. David Kemp, what up, David? How you doing, bro? Big ups to you. O'Cooler, what up, O'Cooler? Big ups, fam. Venom Rage, what up, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big up to Venom Rage. Big ups to Tyra, what up, baby? Travis 504, who that to you? Last Saint in the building. What up, Last Saint? Good to see you. Brother Tori, what up, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. Much love to you, the rest of the family and everybody. Kenny Sutton, what up, Kenny? Good to see you. Who that to you, fam? And let's see who else we got here. Wow, it just jumped on me. I hope I don't leave nobody out, but if I do, give me a who that, family, and I'll give you a who that back. You know that 985 live in the building. What up, fam? Good to see you as well. Much love to you and your family. And who else we got here? I don't want to miss nobody now. Brother Darrell, what up, Brother Darrell? I had you in the building. What up, fam? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Rush Hour, who that to you, Rush Hour? Big ups to you, fam. Good to see you as well, my man. Appreciate you. John Thompson in the building. What up, John? Good to see you in the chat as well. And all the Black and Gold beautiful are in the building. Arnold, what up, Arnold? How you doing, fam? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Big ups to you. All right, Kyle Davis. What up, Kyle? What up, bro? Good to see you. Who that to you, my man? Appreciate you, bro. And all the rest of the Black and Gold diehards are in effect. If I didn't get you, I want y'all fellas to represent. Drop your name in the chat. And we'll holler at you. Kyle says, run them receipts. You talking about, what's his name? From Philly, that Umar character. I know all about him, man. Let me tell you something, man. You know, I communicated with Umar several years ago. We was doing a show called Crown the Ass. It was similar to On Q with Big Q. But different format, and it was that gave me the idea to do On Q with Big Q, Crown the Ass. It was some years ago. I did a show, and I used to cover it all. Meaning it was not sports related; it was on the other side. And I spoke with Professor Griff. I did a show with and spoke to Griff. I spoke to and contacted Umar, but backed up off him because I did my work on him. I did my homework on him. And although he talked a good game, I didn't like some of the stuff that I was seeing on the other end of it. So I was supposed to do an interview with him, but I kind of backed up off that thing. So I know what you mean, bro. Big ups to the rest of the family members in the building as well. Because you got to understand, man, we dealing with a dynamic nowadays, man, where the family, and I mean everybody, man. And they're not going to tell you that, but everybody, we need all the whole human family to come together under the banner of love and one focused attention to remove demons from around our necks. If you don't get that, you in trouble right now if you don't understand that. if you don't get it. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in. Sean D, what up, fam? Good to see you. Brother Devin, who that to you? KB, what up, fam? How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Crass, what's up, my boy? Crass chiming in. What's up, fam? Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining us today. And all the black and gold beautiful in the building. Much love to the family members for chiming in on this one. And that's the thing. Goose, what up, Goose? How you doing, fam? Good to see Goose Sports in the building. Much love to Goose. All right. So it's one of the things, man. Let me tell you something, bro. And big ups to the rest of the family members. My ladies in the building as well. And I hope that everybody's doing good and everybody's well on this show. I'm going to have an entertaining show for the family members on this one. And we're going to walk through this thing, family. So I want y'all to get you a nice beverage, kick your feet up, relax. And let's have some fun with this one. You hear me? And my maniacal James Bond villain laugh. Anyway, family, we're going to get going. I just want to address the chat and give a big shout out to the rest of the family members chiming in the live stream. But we're going to get going in just a second. I'm going to share the screen, and then we're going to jump off, and we're going to jump off into this thing. Now, hold on here. Let me situate everything here because I got a few notes and items that we're going to cover as we get going. But I want everybody to understand that, you know, we got an hour break, usually about an hour. And I say maybe, I say from now, you know, about around about 8:30-ish. We'll go into a commercial break and then we'll come back on the other side and we'll do what we got to do. So big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in this one as we keep it going, man. Much love to y'all. All right, now here we go. We're going to share the screen. We're going to start off with the more important item. Of course, we're going to talk about what's going on in, you know, with the city. Give me just a second, family, and I'll share that article with the family. All right, we're going to start off with this one. All right, now, of course, you know, we're talking about the mayor and show support for the Saints moving to the high crowd. We're going to hear what the mayor say. Hold on, Mel. Not yet, Mel. Hold on. We're gonna let you play in just a second, sister. All right. So we're gonna play some of the mayor. Let me know if y'all guys can hear me. I don't think y'all can hear it. Yeah, there you go. All right, now y'all can hear. Charles Winston, what up, Charles? Good to see you in the chat. Jason King, who that to you, bro? Big ups to the rest of the family members as well. Kenny says, can we make a Super Bowl move? You know what? We can, but will we? I doubt it, bro. To make a move like that, you got to be able to understand, man, that they have to see a need to make a move. Now, of course, you seen the Chiefs only get stronger. They added Le'Veon Bell to their offense, and their offense wasn't strong enough. You mean to tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs today added Le'Veon Bell with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and that prolific Kansas City offense? Do you see when the strong get strong? There is no delusion. This team won the freaking Super Bowl last year, and they continue to add name brand commodities to the team. Not guys that were cut from several teams and then brought back here. Absolutely not. So when you ask me, Q, you think we can make a move via trade or do something? When we seen the Jacksonville Jaguars trade with the Titans, we seen the acquisition of Le'Veon Bell after he was released by the Jets. KC gets him, add him to his repartee. Absolutely not. And I hate to tell you like that, Kenny, but they don't see an issue. There is no issue with the Saints as far as getting anybody. They feel like they got everybody. They didn't go after a defensive pass rusher to kind of help Trey Hendrickson when he still suffered from a groin injury. And there was no guarantee that, even though I love what I see from Davenport, that he would be here for the rest of the remaining of the season. So I have my doubts. Anytime you cut Nigel Bradham a week, less than 2 weeks before you sign him, and then say the reason was because I wanted to then turn around and look at the young guys, and then the young guys, speaking of your rookies, like your drafted rookies, not the undrafted guys. The undrafted guys seem to make it on the field. It's the drafted guys that's not making it. The undrafted guys are getting played. Marquez Callaway, we got an article on that coming up, and other things. But the drafted guys are not having any impact. Cesar Ruiz played one full game, then they benched him for Nick Easton. What sense does that make? How is he going to learn anything from the bench, Peyton? You drafted that kid 24th overall in the draft this year, because when you could have went and got, like GM Kev said, Pat Queen, you could have went after Pat Queen, who balling. You could have added him to the defense, but no. You wanted to go get Cesar Ruiz, release Larry Warford, and now Ruiz ain't good enough. He's benched, and you got to back up Nick Easton. Now, you can't tell me that Easton's better than Larry Warford. But Big Head Peyton knows it all. You can't tell him nothing. So to answer Kenny and answer your question there, Brother Kenny, absolutely not. The Saints are not going to make a move to trade to get a name brand player. Now, they might get an off-brand player. They're known to do that. But a name brand player that would impact the team right now like the Chiefs did with Le'Veon Bell, absolutely not. The Saints don't see it as a need. And besides, now we kind of late in the game where you're going to start getting a lot of players that were hurt back. It's all about how you use them and what your game plan is moving forward. So I thank you for that question. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in the live stream. But that's just what it is, man. You know, we got great values. They want great values. Great values will not win you no Super Bowl. All right, now here we go, fam. We're going to talk about this Mecca Trail
like
here.
Every single week.
All right, Mel, hold on here, Mel. Come on now, Mel. You got to be patient there, Mel. Hold on, Mel. We're going to get you in there. We're going to let you talk. But we're going to let the Mel get going right here. Mel shows support for the Saints moving into the home games. Let's listen to what the Mel had to say about this whole debacle. Here's the Mel. Mel, you ready?
Thank you for the question. Yes, it has been a
Y'all
hot
let me know if
topic,
y'all
and
can
not
hear that
just
good.
this week. It seems
Put
like
one
every
thumbs
single
up in the
week.
chat.
However, where we are, and as you know, in the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium for good reason. I believe that Dr. Bill, you gave a great overview of what that means. However, as we continue to see progress in the city in terms of COVID-19, we will always be willing to and at the table with our Saints partners as it relates to fans. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And so when we get there, I'll let you know. But it's going to be working in coordination with the Saints administration, as well as with our public health partners. We're going to bring in some additional ones just to make sure. And as I said, even to Warner Thomas on last night, we were talking as I really encouraged him. He is serving on my advisory panel, as you know, but just to help us just work through the guidelines as it relates to fans being in the stadium. But 20,000 starting cannot be right now.
All right, now let's stop right there. I wanted to give the mayor an opportunity to get that first spiel out the way, and then we're going to listen to the rest of her stuff, because I want to be able to address some of the topics that the mayor is saying in here. And remember, receipts on deck. Don't play with me. The bottom line is this is not true. This is inaccurate. And I'll tell you what, let's go play the rest of her. I'm gonna just get on out the way, get on up out of here, and then I'm gonna bring the receipts behind her. Here we go.
Oh, no, I don't have any concerns with that at all. I think that, and I expressed this to the Saints administration, and also to my sister mayor, Sharon Broom in Baton Rouge. I think that could be a great place temporarily. It is an outdoor stadium. They are allowing fans in the stadium, but right now there is no way, given the current conditions, to allow 20,000 fans in the Superdome, an indoor stadium, when no one else is doing it in the United States of America, because it's the right thing to do at this time.
Okay,
no one else is doing it in the United States.
Listen to what she says here, and then I'm gonna let it play.
A great place temporarily. It is an outdoor stadium. They are allowing fans in the stadium, but right now there is no way, given the current conditions, to allow 20,000 fans in the Superdome, an indoor stadium, when no one else is doing it in the United States of America, because it's the right thing to do at this time. But time change, right? Things change as time moves on. And so we're looking forward to the day when our fans can return into the dome. But right now, it is staff, it's family, and friends of family that can participate in game day in the city of New Orleans.
You mentioned friends of the family in the stands. Is the city and the dome learning anything from that small crowd? Are you doing studies? Are they being tested on the way?
Are you learning anything?
Games, that kind of thing? Like, what are you learning from those 700?
What you learning? That's a good question.
Well, one is that, yes, the Saints, they have a process in place, and we have used this time, and as I've allowed for up to 750, spectators to be in, we have not seen any real problems with 750 people, which is different than 20,000 people.
About 1,000.
And so I feel very
About
confident,
5, Mel.
comfortable with keeping that threshold at 750 right now, while we continue, one, to measure, and also with the expectation to grow and to get better. We will get better. We're demonstrating that. But it is tied to how we have been managing through, trusting government with decisions that I've had to make.
Trust the government
and
with
it's
decisions
proven
that
to
you
be
had to
effective.
make.
We're leaders not only in the state, but in the nation as it relates to COVID-19. And we want to stay
Come on, baby.
well. We want to be the safest place to live as well as to visit.
All right, that's enough right there by the mayor, and we gonna run that back in just a second. Let me shut these people down, man. I'm gonna replay some of that by the mayor, and the reason why I'm gonna play is because now that I let her play, I'm gonna then open up the receipts right here. All right. Now let's hear her again. Let's play her again right here.
Thank you for the question.
And
yes,
why
it has
I'm letting
been
her play is
a
because
hot
we're gonna
topic
stop
and
it
not
where
just
we need
this.
to be.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently.
All right. Now, the reason why I'm letting her play while those ads play is that I'm going to give the mayor an opportunity to say it, then I'm going to bust up on one of these words. And I don't understand how the press not checking her on that. I don't get what they know, that what she's saying is inaccurate. You can watch television to see what's going on. Let's keep it going, and I'm going to stop and show you.
However, where we are, and as you know, in the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium.
All right, hold on.
In
What?
the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium.
One more time.
However, where we are, and as you know, in the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium.
All right, let's deal with that. Bam! Receipts on. You're like that old boy from the from In Living Color used to do Tommy Davidson. Bam! Well, anyway, look at this article. No stadium. What was the words on that? No stadium is allowing fans in the stands. Really? What is on screen? Could you read that? This is coming from DallasNews.com. Cowboys expected to allow more than at next game at AT&T Stadium. There were 21,700 fans in attendance for Sunday's home opener against the Falcons. That's for the home opener. They had over 20,000 fans. What was that, Mayor? Let's go back, Mayor. Say that again, Mayor. Run that back for me, Mayor.
For good reason. I believe that Dr. Bill, you gave a great
Hold on, Mayor. I want you to
overview
run that back
of
for
what
me.
that means.
Come on, back with it. What you say?
In the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium. For good reason. I believe that Dr. Bill, you gave a great overview of what that means. However, as we continue to see progress in the city in terms of...
All right, let's shut her down. Receipts on screen. Receipts on screen. Receipts on screen. Cowboys at the home opener, their home opener, which was weeks ago, had over 21,000 fans in attendance. All right, receipts on screen. Receipts on screen. No stadium in America is allowing fans, and that's a dome building. AT&T Stadium is a dome, a big dome that sits almost 100,000 people in that building. The Saints are what, 78 grand? No building. That happened. That was a recent interview, by the way. That wasn't old. Matter of fact, let's get the timestamp on that. You see the timestamp? For people that say that was old, Q, really? That's time. Let's get this on there. October the 15th, 2020, receipts on stream. That was easy. That was easy. Well, let's continue. Let's continue to keep working this here thing. I've already showed you receipts on screen about what she said about there being no fans have been playing in any closed door stadiums. 21,000 at the AT&T building with them. And you can see how people are spaced out. They got their mask on. What about anything else, Q? Let's go to this. How about NFL attendance so far in 2020? You know I got receipts on screen. Let's keep it rolling. This is right here. This is from this is my sources, citing the sources. This is ESPN. This is the NFL attendance, y'all. Follow me on this. This is the NFL attendance for 2020, right? Let's scroll this screen. Let's give receipts on screen. The average Dallas Cowboys right now ranked number 1. They average 23,000 people per contest. 23,000. That's the average over the last several games that they played at home. They average roughly 23,000 people at the games so far. That's the average. Next to it is the total amount of people they allowed in the game through 3 games. Now let's march down this little list. You see 15 teams. You see really top 5. We don't have to go. All these are teams that are allowing players or people in the building to watch the games, family. This is the source is ESPN, NFL attendance 2020 receipts on screen. Dallas averaged 23,000 people, 15,000 for the Jaguars. Kansas City at 13, almost 14,000. Houston at 12,002. Miami at 11,007. 8,000 for Tennessee. Almost 8,000 for Cleveland. 6,600 something for Atlanta. 6,300 for Tampa. 6,200 for Cincinnati. 5,000 for both Denver and Carolina. And Indianapolis and Pittsburgh both just under 5,000 people per game average. Receipts on screen. What you got to say for that? But
in the stadium for good. And as you know, in the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium for good reason. Every single week. However, where we are, and as you know, in the United States of America, there is not an indoor stadium that's allowing fans in the stadium.
Really?
For good reason.
Really?
I believe that Dr. Bill, you gave a great overview of what that means. However, as we continue to see progress in the city in terms of COVID-19, we will always be willing to and at the table with our Saints partners as it relates to fans.
All right, Q. They said Q. All right, you got her on that, Q. You got her you got receipts on screen. You beat her with the Cowboy article. You got the ESPN article up with over a dozen teams in the NFL right now that's allowing fans in the stands. What are you talking about? That no team in the NFL is allowing fans in the stands for good reason. Where the hell you get your information from, Mel? How you this terribly disinformed on information? Who told you that? Who told you that nobody's allowing fans in the stands? I got on screen over a dozen teams right now are allowing fans in the stand. And I got the totals on how many have been allowed up to that point. And I got the average totals on guys per games. Come on with it. And you say, well, Q, why is that narrative? Why the media ain't challenged on that? Like, did you know, Mayor, that y'all can watch the game, see Q? That's not true. I've seen fans in the stands in the Atlanta Falcons. They stink. But I seen fans in their buildings. I seen fans in the Kansas City Chiefs building. I watched the game with Dak Prescott, got his leg bent the other way. They had fans in the stands there. Q, what she mean by that? Well, is he that terribly misinformed? Or is this a game? Well, that's part of it's a game. Let's keep walking through this. More facts on the stream. Now, see, I hate to come with it, but see, people saying, Q, what you got? Let's bring receipts, man. This is the receipt show today. Facts on screen, visual proof. On screen right now, what is it? This is coming from thelensnola.org. This is, look what it, read the article. New Orleans lost over $50 million in potential federal relief funding due to a move by legislature, official tells council. Now, what is all this about, Q? How is this relevant? Well, let's walk the article, shall we? The city of New Orleans projected an allotment of federal C-virus relief funding was reduced from $150 million under a plan by Bell Edwards, the current governor, to less than $93 million after the state Republican-controlled legislature reduced the amount of funding dedicated to local governments. That was according to a presentation. Now, this is big. Remember this. That was according to the presentation for the Chief Financial Officer, Norman White, at the City Council Budget Committee meeting, White also warned that New Orleans allotment could shrink more as C virus cases spike in parishes across the state. White was attending the virtual meeting to explain why the administration withdrew a request to borrow millions of dollars to fill budget gaps for critical services. The mayor, Cantrell, began asking, let's put this on screen. All right. Began asking the council for permission in April to open a $100 million line of credit. $100 million. As the dire long-term economic impacts of the virus were clarifying, simply open up your city, man. Stop choking them to death with these oppressive policies. People are not coddling. People are not balled in a knot in the corner in the fetal position, thinking the sea stuff gonna come and get them. We are resilient. Maybe you forgot that. Maybe Ron and Lamarck need to remind the bureaucrats about the resiliency of the people. On Tuesday, White explained the administration was withdrawing the request until they knew exactly how large the piece of federal. Okay, let's read this one. Listen to this. But on Tuesday, White explained that the administration was withdrawing the request until they knew exactly how large of a piece of federal pass-through funding meant to be reimbursed in C-19 related expenses for local governments that the city would receive from the state. What have I been telling y'all? I just had to go and bring it up because I just gonna do this. This is the only time I'm gonna do it though. Louisiana received $1.8 billion in federal funding from the C Virus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act called the CARES Act. CARES, C-A-R-E-S Act. C Virus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, the CARES Act. Bell Edwards originally proposed using $81 million of the funding for local municipalities and saying that $1 billion to plug gaps in the state's budget. However, what happened? The state's Republican-controlled legislature voted to carve out $300 million of that small business grants. Edwards signed the legislation into law last month, despite calls from who? Calls from who? To veto it. Now remember, Edwards is the Democrat. He could have blocked that and said, no, we're going to put it where it belongs. But he signed it into law. Despite calls from, who is that? From Cantrell to veto it. Don't do it, she says. White said under the state's formula for distributing money to local governments, the administrator projected New Orleans would receive roughly $150 million of the $811 million, right? The city would not need to borrow at all under that scenario, right? But you dig this. I'm just giving y'all a brief demonstration. We're gonna jump on to something else. But she said, but this is what happened. Read, this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. But he said the amount of the local government aid had been whittled down somewhere around 484. With the reduced overall funding, New Orleans experts somewhere will get less than 93 million for itself. So instead of getting the 150 million that it wanted, it was whittled down to 93 million. He said that the state was going to distribute the funds in a series of 4 to 5 tranches. Based on federal guidelines of submitting for eligible expenses, the city submitted roughly, let's read it, receipts on screen. Based on federal guidelines, they were eligible expenses. The city submitted roughly $48 million worth of expenses to the state, hoping to recoup the money in the first tranche. White said the city is roughly receiving somewhere between 23 million. The number we expect to receive after 4 to 5 tranches is somewhere less than 93 million. All right. So they got, now listen, they telling you what they're getting. They got 23 million of what they wanted of 93 million. At first they wanted 114. Right? Remember the numbers. They wanted 114, then it dropped down to 93. Now he's saying they'll get less than that, but they received 23 million of it. Listen, there's a great chance that we're going to need a loan moving forward. In addition to that, because the cases across the state are growing and may put us in a position to receive less money. Through the city could theoretically be eligible for 150 million from the CARE money. What happened? It was not clear Tuesday presentation whether administrative officials project that it will realize that much in reimburse virus-related expenditures. The federal government has provided some flexibility on how funds can be used over the past few months. For example, allowing the money to be used to cover payroll for public safety and public health employees. But most of the city's projected C-19 losses resulted from lower revenue collections. What does that mean? Lower revenue collections mean that the businesses are not paying. The taxes, people are not paying their taxes. Why? Because the C virus restrictions have them shut down to the point where if you would open up and allow businesses to flow and the city to do business again safely, then you would not have to worry about trying to borrow money and put the state, even the city, further in debt because you refuse to open up the restrictions saying that it's not safe. You see the game I'm talking about? The CARES money, fam. New Orleans was the epicenter of the state's outbreak. We know about this. Cantrell cautious approach to the pandemic. It's not just her, because there are several other cities that I can show you that's doing the same thing. This is a hive mind. Cantrell was early to mandate business closures and other social distancing guidelines, waited to loosen restrictions on businesses even after Edwards moved the rest of the state into the second phase, into the first two phases of reopening and adopted Louisiana's first requirement that customers rather than just employees wear face coverings while patronizing businesses. Okay. But that's the part. She didn't want that to go down. But I'm just showing you, man, the money. What's the fund? What's the numbers, Q? I'm showing you the numbers and what is going on and how does the numbers play into what she's keeping the dome closed. The governor says, open it up. You got my blessing. She says, keep it closed. They received $23 million of the CARES money. That's what this is about. They will not open the dome until they receive the bulk of that money. So this is what this is about. Let's move on to the next thing, receipt on deck. This is from the NOLA.gov. This is from the mayor's office. Mayor Cantrell urges New Orleans businesses prepare for Main Street Recovery Program application period. The mayor's urging eligible business in the city of New Orleans prepare for the state Louisiana Administrative Main Street Recovery Program application, which begins July the 28th. And has designated, they say the state legislature has designated $300 million of the CARES money for small business program, which grants up to $15,000 may be rewarded to C-19 related expenses. In the first 21 days of the program, grants will be given to businesses that didn't receive a paycheck program that weren't part of the PPP. The Saints are in the PPP. That's why they're not bitching about the gate, about not making money with all the people. And you don't hear any NFL team complaining about not making money at the gate, even though they restricted to 25,000. Who makes the shortfall up? You do. The money come from you. That's what I've been saying. Now, in the 21 days of the program, grants will be given to business that didn't receive that PPP loan payment or an economic injury disaster loan in the first 60 days. $40 million will go to business owned by women, minorities, and veteran. The application period will begin, and you see the date there. And then they give you a list of requirements here. But this is just what I'm saying they were urging. And where's the grant money coming from the state where the CARES money will be funneled through them, but they get their cut first so they can take care of what needs to be taken care of. I've also covered that they don't even have the money to pay the staff to operate the building. That's why they were also waiting on the rest of the money. This is merely a power play. Anyway, let's move from that because I'm tired of busting her up on that. Let's go to the next thing, into the next leg. New Orleans BR mayor discussed the Saints plan at Tiger Stadium. Listen to this. Give me just a second. We're going to wait to that play. But that's the whole thing. I just want to show you guys exactly what's going on. And I took this time to kind of break it down that way just to let you guys understand where this game is going. So let's listen to it. This is a report that I was able to pick up and find, and it'll basically break down and tell you about what the mayor, as the mayor said, his sister mayor was saying about this particular deal.
Is indoors.
I would absolutely welcome the Saints.
Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome says she's on board. She's been in contact with New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
Each city has its own characteristics and results as it relates to COVID-19. And I have no doubt she's doing what she feels is best for her city and her community. So she does not have a problem with that.
The last time the Saints entered Death Valley was in 2005 post-Hurricane Katrina for 4 games.
A few bags over their heads.
So long ago, they were the Aints then.
I think it'd be positive and just because it's something that is unique.
Patrick Wilkerson, the owner of Bengals and Bandits, already caters to be our Saints fans. He would gladly welcome more customers on Sundays.
A big part of what our business is based on is excitement. And if there was something new for people to get excited over, the possibility of seeing the Saints, especially for those fans that wouldn't normally be able to see them in New Orleans, I think that could really drive a lot of sales for us.
Hear that? I played that just to let you guys see what was going on. Hear what the businessman was saying, that with the Saints being in the area, it'll do what? It'll drive revenue up because people will come out, they'll patronize the team. It'll bring, it's a revenue generating force for the area. But how is that the case if you're looking for, I just showed you that they're hurting for money, and the city makes over over $3-4 billion a year? How could such an entity that makes over $3-4 billion a year, and they have the port and all that stuff, the port making what? What they make is over several $1 billion. We talking big blue chips here. Why would you then do what you're doing if you need revenue? The Saints are a big revenue generating force for the city. If you need money, simply, you know what you need to do. But who's asking you about 20? Notice the 25,000 to 20,000 people. It's just ridiculous. Even if you feel like that, allow 5,000 people in there. This is a power play to force people, to force the state to give the remaining CARES Act money. This was said in various other articles, even though I've played it several times on the show. Just letting you guys know. Now let's move on to something else. Okay, let's talk about the Saints scrutinized NFL worst red zone defense. It's coming from the USA Today. It says the way the Saints, an AP article, the way the Saints have played defense within the 20 yards of their own goal line has Coach Payton seeing red. Saints opponents have driven into the red zone 20 times in the first 5 games of the season. All but 3 of those possessions are 85% ended with touchdown that ranked last in the NFL. So that's a major statistic, just to let y'all know where I read this. I was like, man, listen to this. Let me go ahead on and share this with the family members, man. But as moving forward, now the Saints have a bye week to see if they can figure out how to improve in that area. And that's something that we have to look at doing as well. We have to be able to improve in that area. It's certainly one of the things we're discussing and think that I need to be, and this is Peyton. He says, certainly one of the things we're discussing that I think needs to be looked at. We're far enough in now where it's not a coincidence. The numbers aren't a coincidence. Causing further agitation for Peyton and the Saints is the fact that 5 of those red zone touchdowns came in on 3rd down, not to mention 20-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 10 by the Raiders. Jalen Richards, Richards, whatever, that technically did not count as a red zone snap, as additionally 3 red zone TDs came on 4th and short. Teams tired. Our 3rd down numbers in the red zone are not good, and typically 3rd down is a really 4-point play down there, says Peyton. If you can't get off the field there, they're kicking field goals. We haven't forced many field goals right now. Veteran tackle Sheldon Rankins finds his unit's red zone futility somewhat out of character for a Saints team that has largely played solid defense while winning the NFC South the past 3 years. We've had times here as a defense in the past years that we've been really stout in the red zone. Rankins says we just got to be able to hold teams to 3. We'll play really great on one play, really great on the next play, and then something happens, whether it's a lack of communication or just some confusion or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, we cannot make any excuses, Rankins continued. Our red zone defense is not good enough. We've got to get better if we want to achieve the goals we want to achieve. Most of the red zone touchdowns the Saints have given up have been on passes from 9 yards in. The red zone scoring runs have all come from 5 yards in. The encouraging sign for the Saints 3-2 is that they have still managed to win enough to enter their bye tied for first in the division with Tampa Bay and Carolina. They also have reasons to believe that defensive front will be deeper and better when they resume play against Carolina in Week 7. And this is what And this is what Peyton said. We just have to improve situationally. They say he says situationally. We have to improve situationally in a lot of the areas. And the good news is we've got to do it, Peyton said. But there's going to require an honest evaluation. Hey, we doing things the right way? Really, Peyton? Really? Really, Peyton? You're saying that? Really? Let's read that again and let's catalog this, man, because that was really funny. That was so funny. You would think Richard Pryor should have said that. He says, we just have to improve situationally. Of course, it says situationally, but you know, Peyton. And the good news, we're reading this in the spirit of Sean Payton. And the good news is we've got to do it, Peyton said, but there's going to require honest evaluation of, hey, are we doing things the right way? And listen to this one. Are we calling it the right way? Really? Are the right people on the field? We have to answer those questions. Well, I'm glad Peyton's asking those questions because the media too chicken to do it. Rankins says, who is coming back from the Achilles tendon? Rankins, who's coming back from the Achilles tendon injury, said he's feeling steadily healthier. He has his first sack of the season last week and plays a key role in the Saints' run defense. I know what I expect from myself. That's the standard week in and week out. Be able to run plays, make plays in the backfield, pressure the quarterback, get sacks, Rankins said. Each injury is different. Each rehab is different. Each timeline is different. Rankins continues. So each week I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to get better and feel better out there and get back to doing the things I'm accustomed to doing. And I think the past Monday night was a step in the right direction. So that's what Rankins said. The Saints also have Marcus Davenport back, the 14th overall draft pick back in 2018, back in the lineup. He played 21, about 30% of the Saints defensive plays, and the season debut Monday night against the Chargers. He was out 4 games with a series of elbow and toe injuries. Those snaps gradually increased, Peyton said. Davenport did not have a tackle, but did hurry Herbert twice and even tipped the pass. We're going to need him back down the stretch, Rankins said of Davenport. He's a big-time playmaker. And notice how Davenport has not been made available to the press. Notice that. You would think with Davenport back on the field that he would have had an opportunity to speak to the press. I didn't see anything from Davenport or anybody talking to Davenport over the last several weeks. Have you? Since the season started, in terms of regular season started, have anybody heard an interview from Marcus Davenport? He completely has been under wraps. he like the radioactive man. You can't get close to that guy. That is amazing. But Sean Payton, could you believe that? We just have to improve situationally in a lot of areas. And the good news is we got time to do it. But that's going to require honest evaluation of, hey, are we doing things the right way? Are we calling it the right way? Are the right people on the field? That's amazing because I've been asking those same questions for a while now. And it's it's good to hear that Peyton is trying to say the same damn thing. Now, if he answers himself, then you know what he is. But if he doesn't, we understand it's just merely mouth service that Peyton tends to give when he's in politician Peyton mode. You see? But these are good questions, and hopefully he can really mean this stuff. More than likely, probably doesn't. All right, Malcolm Jenkins wants more from the NFL. Tokenism really doesn't mean that much. This is also USA Today. They've been smoking lately. As Malcolm Jenkins rounds the home stretch of his stellar playing career, the resume for the 32-year-old New Orleans Saints strong safety continues to grow. It's already included 2 Super Bowl victories, 3 Pro Bowl selections, nearly 900 tackles, 7 pick sixes, including 1 thrown by fellow social justice champion Colin Kaepernick. His own field accomplishments are rock solid, but football fans sometimes fail to remember some of the game's most skilled players once they call it quits. However, it's not likely Jenkins will meet the same fate. That's because he's also established himself as one of the most active and ardent fighters for social justice. And it's a calling which he sees continuing long after his play day is over. Also like the fact that they also added what Eric Reed said in the article. Co-founded the Players Coalition, which aims to make an impact on social justice and racial equality through education and allocation of resources. He also marched to protest the killing of George Floyd and has been embroiled in some high-profile conflicts with a pair of colleagues, fellow safety Eric Reed, who called Jenkins a sellout. Now, why would a person with such a stellar resume be called a sellout by Eric Reed, who's very intelligent in his own right, who stood with Cap when everything was going on and took that leg? Remember, they got that, whatever it was, they kept the deal, whatever the agreement was behind the scenes, to not talk about what the particulars was, but they got hush money for real. You don't pay somebody that's innocent. That, you don't pay. If they're guilty, you're not going to pay them. What I mean, if they're guilty, you're not going to pay them. They don't have a leg to stand on. But the NFL did. But it's funny how Eric Reed then got in Jenkins' face, if y'all remember that, and called him a sellout because he had something to do with taking money from the NFL to stop a lot of those type of things from happening. Notice that didn't happen anymore. Now, the same thing that he's talking, not just having symbology, is what he has gotten. So it's kind of a play here because I know the history. In 2018, Saints quarterback Drew Brees initially called it disrespectful to players and kneel. Jenkins also made headlines in July for what he considered downplaying Deshaun Jackson's anti-Semitic Instagram post, which the Eagles wide receiver references, quote, attributed to you-know-who. Those things have taught me that when you have a dialogue, you disagreement, you have people talking, it's a good thing, Jenkins said. And he also said it means that what the way people are thinking is being challenged, and you damn right on that. There's a ton of different ideas out there, and more we have dialogue about situations, less about if the problems actually even exist. I think we're better off. It's better off we are. One of Jenkins' latest off-field projects has been working as an executive producer on the documentary called Black Boys. I don't know nothing about that. Jenkins said the film is intended to instill, I didn't know he was making that film, instill the black children ability to see themselves outside of just being an athlete or an entertainer. That is awesome. Instead, he wants to present other venues allowing these kids, Jenkins feels, have the humanity under attack as early as grade school to explore what they can do with their minds, creativity. Two aspects of Jenkins said often are left out of narrative, since being praised for raising fists during the national anthem on September 19, 2016. Jenkins has fought to bring awareness to racial injustice and racial inequality. Some examples include Goodell apologizing for not listening to NFL players earlier, and I don't trust Goodell, he's scum, and NFL displaying social justice statements in end zones, helmets, team caps, but Jenkins says there is more, it has to be more than this, just words. At this point, the tokenism really doesn't mean much. So really, that's what you were advocating for. Now let's ratchet it up. I want to see them really use that political power and political will that they have for a policy change that actually needs to happen. Like I've said, constant's the time, man. That's positive, and I got to give whatever Jenkins is the credit. But listen, man, you always got to look at certain cats, man. He preaches the importance of voting and praising NFL initiative, and I've been very encouraged to see teams commit their stadiums to polling places, volunteer. Who you advocating with? That's one of the questions I ask, and I look at all these guys differently because outside of that, it's all relationships, man. I know where those words come from. I know where they come from because I got books on them when they was using them, I don't know, 20 plus years ago, when nobody even knew what those words were. Now they're in the public domain because they're in the media domain and they're constantly being spewed at you. But those same words that he's using was using over 20 years ago. And trust me, they don't mean what you think they mean. I'm just telling you. You don't believe me? Start reading some stuff. Look up some stuff. All right, let's move on to the next article here. And of course, this is look close to everything. Bye week that's been struggling Saints. Saying bye week will be a working vacation for the struggling Saints. And of course, this is something we talked about. We covered the article on a lot of the issues that was going on with the team and the red zone. And looking at the red zone, and we talked about it, they're almost dead last in the red zone. Matter of fact, I think they're dead long in the red zone. We just covered the article. But that's something the Saints have to work on this upcoming time period. Not only will the Saints, they're 3-2, use the time to get healthier just 2 weeks after they had 6 starters miss the week 4 win against Detroit. But as laid out early this week, they are badly in need of a reboot in all phases of the game. So this will even, and the thing is, the true account is, listen, the issues, the special teams are struggling. Let's keep it real. The special teams are struggling. They're not opening up lanes. Besides Will Lutz and Morstead getting back on track, those are the specialists. But I'm talking about the other aspects of special teams, the ones that help you get a better field position before the offense gets on the field. We're talking about that. We're talking about the punt return and kick return aspects of the Saints special teams unit. They are not opening up any lanes for the returners to get through. That is problematic. I expect more out of Rizzy. Hopefully he can get that fixed because that is terrible. I'm gonna have to look up the special team statistics. But listen, what I'm seeing from the special team, that the return men are getting tackled by 2, 3, and some 4 times. I've seen Deontay Harris get tackled by 5 guys on special teams. That's not supposed to happen. That means whoever's blocking ain't doing shit out there. They have to clean that up. The defense up front, the front 7, the linebackers, DeMario's playing. Alex Anzalone's playing scared because he doesn't want to get hurt. It's obvious. We're gaining in the interior defensive lineman back, Sheldon Rankins, Onyemata, those guys are catching strides. We're getting Davenport back. That's a positive to help out. Trey Hendrickson could then be relegated to that pass rush role in which he's comfortable. Hopefully he stays healthy. So they've looked and they're improving. The secondary is where we have the issue at. The secondary with Laddie Daddy dealing with hamstring issues. Jack Rabbit dealing with a shoulder that's kept him out for the last several weeks. Then behind him, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has done okay. I seen him get burned sometimes, been out of position. He's still learning. And then when you get to the back end with the safeties have struggled. Even Malcolm Jenkins has struggled. Marcus Williams looks completely lost. And then the secondary depth is warranted. Patrick Robinson getting burnt, blown and leaving, when he got burnt for the 64-yard deep pass from the slot receiver. So it's miscommunication issues and guys simply not knowing what they're doing on the back end of the defense. I'm going to keep it real with you. This is miscommunication issues. Getting on the offensive side, they can run the ball. They're stymied by the play calling of the guy on the screen. The guy on the screen that looks constipated, he is the reason why the team is stalling out offensively. When the offense gathers the rhythm, he then throws Taysom Hill out there and destroys he is psychologically sabotaging his own offense without understanding what's going on. It's absolute madness. Taysom Hill is not in the rhythm. If you want to get him in the rhythm, play him at tight end, play him at wide receiver, play him in special teams, play him somewhere else and let him get a rhythm there. But do not disrupt the offensive rhythm because the rhythm is not there yet. Why would you throw a monkey wrench in your works when we just starting to get going? So the offensive side, why we struggled so mightily, is because of the man on the screen. It's no other way. He's the head coach. He's also the offensive coordinator. Nobody can tell him that you need to stop throwing the ball so much and start running the ball. Well, he ran the ball against Detroit for over 42 times in that matchup. And then we kept asking him, will Sean Payton keep the run going the next game? Well, guess what he did? He come back the next game and threw it 48 times and ran it 25 times. You can't make this stuff up. This is totally ridiculous. It's just totally stupid. It's totally back ass and it's dysfunctional. This guy, the reason why the offense is struggling is because of the goddamn man on the screen. Bottom line, the play calling sucks. He doesn't want to stick to the run and he doesn't have the discipline to stick to the run. And that's why the team offensively is struggling. And then when they start looking decent throwing the ball, he sticks Taysom Hill in there and Taysom hadn't thrown but one pass and he puts him in as a quarterback. And all he does is run up against 7 men front. That's all he does is see it and don't go through any progressions. He just hikes the ball and looks for a lane to run through. This on Peyton because Taysom Hill's not ready for that role. Now, if you really want to do that kind of role, put Jameis Winston. At least Jameis Winston is going to look to throw the ball. At least he's going to pretend to go through progressions. At least he's going to pretend to go through progressions. This guy is why you're suffering. On the defensive side of the ball, it's communication issues. Knowing where to be and what to do. It's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Now, I didn't went through it. Now, what's the comparing to Sean Payton on the defense? Yes, it is, because if you're not running the ball and you're not controlling the clock, your defense is out there more than it's supposed to. They tire out fast, which we're going to have issues. So since you don't want to change that by running the ball, maybe you should start deactivating certain offensive players, whether you want to have three extra backup offensive linemen. Maybe you need, and you got 3 of them there. Maybe you need to deactivate one of those backup offensive linemen. Maybe you need to deactivate one of those tight ends. Maybe you need to deactivate a wide receiver and take whatever spots those are and then dedicate them to the defensive side of the ball so you have more defensive personnel to be able to sub for the guys that's getting tired. Because if you don't listen to me or the Great Saint Think Tank about running the ball, then that's what the hell is going to happen. That is what's going to happen. The defense is going to be tired. So if that's the case, then you're going to have to open up more spots by deactivating a few offensive people that's not going to see the field and reserves or whatever, and put that on the defense and activate extra interior linemen, extra pass rusher, damn sure extra defensive backs. Do that, please. Because any other way, it won't work. Because I have zero confidence that this guy is going to balance the attack. The last time he did What he did against Detroit was 2 years ago. What was it? 3 years ago when they played against Buffalo and he ran it for 45 times. Then came back and did what he did. This is what he does. He does not, and people say, Q, and that's the most famous goddamn question in the world I keep getting asked. Hey, Q, why Sean Payton don't run the ball? Because he doesn't have the discipline to stick to the run. He doesn't have the discipline to stick to the run. And newsflash to all the family members that probably didn't hear this before, they're quick to say that Drew Brees is over the hill, that he can't do it no more, and it's time for him to go. And I understand you. I'm not knocking you. I respect it. And maybe it's time to a degree here to leave. But listen, this team was never supposed to be all about Drew at 41. This was supposed to be a run-first team in which we throw off the run. That was what it's supposed to be made for. Nobody in their right mind will want to take a 41-year-old quarterback and not commit a decent running attack to him by at least giving his running backs, which he has 4 active running backs on the slot when the season started, but you throw the ball 41 times last game. No, 48 times. He threw it 48 times last game. With a 41-year-old quarterback, this team cannot win with Drew throwing the ball. They barely lost. He threw it for 48 times, and you barely beat this goddamn team by 3 points. Isn't that enough to show you that you're not supposed to be doing it like that? I mean, my goodness, what are you looking at? How do you study tape and you're so blind? What are you looking at? There is no reason for you to be throwing the ball 48 times a game and you barely won by 3 against a team that don't even know how to finish games off. I'm saying, man. And then, of course, they're not even known to be a tremendous offensive force. Had the Saints ran the ball, kept the ball away from them, they would have been disjointed. The offense, you'd have stole snaps and reps away. And if you balance your attack by running and then throwing, you'd have had them in a tizzy. But the reality is that this guy on the screen doesn't know how to operate an offense that's effective anymore. And newsflash, family, they figured them out. After a dozen something odd years of Sean Payton operating a similar system, they finally caught up to him. You had a coach in Green Bay's Coach LaFleur, who just been in the league for 2 seasons, and he was able to beat Sean Payton. If you're a wizard or a genius, you're just not going to beat Sean Payton. He's going to make moves. But the worst part of Sean Payton is Sean Payton. Sean Payton is listening to himself, and he doesn't have it anymore. And instead of adjusting the scheme to fit a run-based attack, he's going to try to live in nostalgia of 5+ years ago and try to wing the ball around thinking that's how you're going to beat teams. You might beat a few teams that beat themselves by missing field goals, dropping passes, blowing blocks. You got those teams. But for the really good teams, you're going to struggle because really good teams do not beat themselves. They don't make that many mistakes. They don't miss that many tackles. They know what they're doing. They know how to read you, and the Saints are easy to read. We are easy to read. And even teams that don't have really great defenses are slowing the Saints down. Why? Because they're playing the pass and the Saints are trying to throw into what they're playing for. The idea is they're not to do what if they're thinking pass, you run. If they're thinking run, you pass. It's as simple as that. But Sean Payton is ignorant. He's stubborn. He's foolish. He's blind. He's old, and he's non-adjusting. And you know what? Remember that old story about the dinosaurs many years ago, where they could not adjust? The dinosaurs died because they couldn't adjust the falling rocks. They couldn't find somewhere to go and get up under or hide. So they just died. So the reality is that's what happened to dinosaurs. They get left behind. And what makes him a dinosaur? He can't adjust. His refusal to adjust to nowadays and what the team is. This is a run-first team. This is no longer a pass-first team. This is a run-first team. You cannot do that with Drew Brees at the helm. He's 41 years old. You can't have him throwing the ball 40+ times a game and then expect a deep playoff run when the playoffs start. It don't work that way. Anyway, man, it's just repugnant, man. In the past, the Saints used to give their players and coaches extended breaks during the bye week. Payton picked up from colleague Andy Reid. I wish he picked up how to switch and look what Andy Reid doing in Kansas City. Andy Reid built that team. Andy Reid just picked up Le'Veon Bell to pair him with Clyde Edwards-Helaire up there. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They got Le'Veon Bell up there now. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? They paid that man all that $500 million quarterback, paid him that money, paid their best defensive end, and then they continue to pick up name brand impact players. Are you kidding me? They just won the Super Bowl. Do you think they cool with that? No, they keep making moves. That's what you're supposed to do. In the past, okay, let's keep it going. Peyton, his first 3 seasons as a head coach from 06 to 08, the Saints went 0-3 after the bye weeks, so he asked Reid for advice. Reid teams have always been good after the bye week. Reid suggested extended time off. Saints then won 5 straight games following the bye week from 09 to 2013. I wonder if he can ask Andy Reid, hey, Andy, why am I stinking? Because you're not running the ball, Sean. You need to listen to Big Q and the Great Saint Think Tank, bro. They're telling you right. Yeah, I know, man. But sometimes you don't want to listen to the fans. You don't let them know that they're right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you on that, Coach, but they're right. It don't matter who's saying it. If he's right, you should listen to him. Bottom line. That's when the ego comes in, though. But coaching's winning after a bye week, as you can see. The coaches winning. After a bye week, Sean Payton is 7-3 in a total of 10 games. And their schedule wasn't foolproof either. The Saints were 8-3 following the bye week after 09, including the worst performance against Drew Brees' era. Remember that game against the Falcons when they lost 26-9 at home to a 1-7 Atlanta club? At least that means the Saints don't have to be superstitious about the schedule. Sheldon Rankins also seen an optimistic approach. He posted, the Saints are fortunate to be 3-2. Fortunate. We're fortunate to be 3-2. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We lucky we ain't 0-5 the way they've been stinking up the joint. Rebooting period after they rallied back deficits of 14, rallying back from deficits of 14-0 to Detroit and 20-3 the past 2 weeks to a Charger team, and then winning by 3 in overtime. Man, I tell you, man, it's absolutely amazing. But this guy here, man, what a guy this guy is. Good grief, man. Good grief. Well, we had to buy, and that's what it comes down to, family. That's what it comes down to, and I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real every step of the way, and that's the reality that we're dealing with, is that Sean Payton is the reason why the team is 3-2, and you can take that even way you want to look at it. You want something to work on? There you go. There you go, Coach Payton. There you go. Coach Payton is the main one culprit. One guy with his hand in the cookie jar, stealing from himself, Sean Payton. Refusing to listen to the people telling him to run the ball, which he did in week 2 because he was forced to. Then turned around and threw it 48 times against the Chargers and won by 3 points. Hit the like button for me, family, as we keep moving along. Big ups to the rest of the family members. Who that to you, Kelly? Good to see you in the chat, baby. Revolt, what up, Revolt? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in the live stream. Big ups to the rest of the family members indeed. I'm glad I was busy talking. Chemo, what up, Chemo? Who that to you? Tyrone, what you say there, Tyrone? Who that, baby? Good to see you. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members. Big ups to you. And who else we got there? I want to give a shout out to the rest of the family members as well. Who else we got? Trey Joseph. What up, Trey? How you doing, fam? Big ups to the rest of the family members. Tedra, what's up, Tedra? I got that right, baby. Let me know in the chat if I got that right. Tedra, who that to you, baby? Big ups. You know, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not, but I like to try to make sure I keep the family members healthy, happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mispronounce the names or nothing like that, because I don't want nobody calling me Big Spew or somebody. I don't be mistaken for somebody else. All right. Who that to the rest of the family members? Okay, thank you, baby. See, she said yes, LOL. All right, so much love to you. And like I said, I appreciate y'all for being here. Much love to you. Appreciate you. All right, thank you. See, a Big Q cares. Just like the NBA, Big Q cares. Darrell, what up, fam? What up, Darrell? Sat Scott, what you say, fam? I see you in the chat as well. Big ups to you as well. So let's see who else we got. and the rest of the family. But yeah, family, that was the thing right there. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. So appreciate you. So that's the great thing right there. But appreciate the family members. All right, Tedra, I got you, fam. Appreciate you. All right, DLP, what up, fam? He said the deadline 2 weeks away from the team still make a move. Last year they went and got Janoris Jenkins. Good point, bro. DJ Swearing, I pray the team goes after impact player on defense. That's a great point, man. But, man, I don't know, bro. Derek, what up, Derek? Good to see you. Who that, bro? Ramsey, what up, Ramsey? Big ups to you as well, fam. Much love to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. But this is the thing, man. The crazy part about it is I can't help to look at it and like my dog DLP chatted out right there. I don't know. You know, I don't know if the Saints see that they have a need. And then when they have a need, what do? You know what they do? They go out and get Ken Crawley. They tried to get Jadeveon Clowney and then went from Clowney and then went from Clowney to what's the kid? Willoughby. I'm like, Q, who the hell is Willoughby? He's a practice squad defensive lineman. You probably never heard of him. And that's what it is, man. I don't know. That's the thing about the Saints in the trade market. There are a lot of players that they couldn't trade for that they could really use. Like, say, for instance, this would be a good opportunity for them to trade for a guard. You know, let's say if they needed a guard. And let's say you wanted to make a move with Teron Armstead. If Drew Brees is gone, of course, chances are Teron Armstead might not be here next year. He might not. You know, they might see this opportunity to kind of, if Drew leaves, you know, Teron Armstead might be a guy they get rid of, and they might feel like they won't move somebody. And I could see a scenario where the Saints move Pete the left tackle, or not the left tackle. Ryan Ramczyk is what I wanted to say. If Teron Armstead go and the Saints look to replace him in the future, I say Ryan Ramczyk moves from right tackle to left tackle. I'm telling you, watch out for that. He's your best. He'll be one of the top. He's already a top 10 offensive tackle in the league, and he's been right up under the Pro Bowl for the last few seasons, just on the outside looking in. This year, he stays healthy and keep playing, he'll make it in. But I could see a scenario where he moves to left tackle, and the Saints will look to address some situations. But listen, I don't know what to make of the mess that's involved with these rookies. You know, because we saying, well, Q, what we need? I would say you need another pass rusher, and I won't change that. You're going to need another pass rusher, and you're going to need a couple of veteran defensive backs to fill in. You know, because imagine all the injuries you've gotten and through just this amount of time. We going into week 6, and look at all the people that we missing. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. All the people that we missing. So if that is indeed the case, imagine what the season looked like. Are we really confident that we got Davenport back for the rest of the season? What if there's another issue? You know, I'm just asking questions. What if there's another issue there? What happens then? You know, so I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm not really. Tyra said sounded long. Who that to you, Tack? Good to see Tack Robinson in the building. What up, fam? Derek Hennessy, what up, D? Good to see you in the chat as well, fam. Big ups to you. All right, KB, who that to you as well? Big ups to you, KB. I see you. All right. Yeah, DLP says Big Q. There will be several big names available in recent weeks. Several teams that are cap heavy, and we need to rebuild. Players will be gone. That's true, bro. But are you really, confident that Sean Payton? Me and you both know that. Me and you know that well. But seriously, are you have that much confidence in Sean Payton for him to make that move? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not confident in Sean Payton at all to make a move to talk about go get an impact player. Now, if he won't go get a great value good player, I say, man, we leading the league in values and great value. We leading the league in that. But in terms of getting a name brand commodity, I don't know if I see that happening. Because where would you go? What you going to do? Would they go and then try to get another cornerback? Perhaps a safety? That would admit that Marcus Williams is an issue. And I haven't seen them bench Marcus Williams. I haven't seen them reduce his snappage. I haven't seen none of that occur. So my scenario is if you see a player struggling and he's not doing, he's looked pretty consistently lost for the last 5 weeks. The first 2 to 3 weeks, you say, okay, he's trying to learn something. But 5 weeks in, and you still was lost as what he was lost against the Chargers, not knowing and not communicating. These are not rookies. These guys are 4, 5, 6. Patrick Robinson, almost 10 years in the league, and he's still lost. I mean, good grief, man. So I'm not confident in the Saints. And you're right, there are a lot of players out there, but are the Saints serious enough to make the necessary moves to do what needs to be done to help the defense out, as well as the offense out? I don't see it. If they would run the ball, this team would have been undefeated going into the bye week. They would. But you have a coach who don't understand that half the league, more than at least 60% of the league, knows what he's doing. He's too arrogant, egotistical, wood-headed to understand that they know what he's doing and that they're setting up against the run of the pass. And if they're setting up against the pass, you come in there with the run. Then after you establish yourself, you take what you want to take. You don't, oh, we're just taking what they're giving us, Q. No, don't take what they give you. Take what you want. You dominate the run. You let Latavius Murray go. You run Alvin Kamara. And I dare say add a third running back to that trio. Let Dwayne Washington run the football too, why don't you? Let him pound them late in the game. Start sectionalizing the game to let guys get. And if you want Kamara, start putting Kamara and Latavius Murray on the same in the same plays at the same time. Let Kamara split out there to the slot and let them pay attention, then hammer them until they stop the Latavius run. Start utilizing. I still say we need a better fullback than that Burton dude, man. We could have did a lot better than that. We could have did a lot better than that Burton guy. I've been saying that they should have went out and got a better time. Matter of fact, I kept saying, listen, what's wrong with Dwayne Washington being the fullback? Let Dwayne Washington learn how to play the fullback position. He can block. I've seen him block and put people on their ass. What's wrong with him? If Latavius Murray can block for the fullback, y'all remember that play? Why not? Dwayne Washington can block as well. Then you can have a back that you can get them two involved at the same time. You can have a package where you got 3 of them out there at the same time. 3 running backs. It take a little imagination. If I can think of this, I know he can too. But big ups to Roy. What up, Roy? I see you, Roy. Baker in the chat. Big ups to your family. Well, I'm going to go down the rest of it, but thank you, DLP, for that. You're absolutely right, bro. There's a lot of trades out there, but I don't know. I don't have any faith that Sean Payton ain't going to do nothing but get a bunch of great value canned goods. And then hold them up in front of you and see, see, we got something for you. And bring Ken Crawley back here and sneak him back here on the team. Also sneak Tommy Lee Lewis back up on his team. Great value canned goods and sneak these guys up on the team. Even though we didn't need him, he brought Tommy Lee. But you mean to tell me you can't go get Kayvon Webster, Mo Claiborne? You can't give up a 4th round pick? You might as well start trading all of the picks because nothing. The last draft, the Saints ain't getting no value from none of the draft pick guys. But anyway, we about to go into commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna finish up. Please feel free to put your chats, comments in the chat. I'm gonna get to them as well. If you haven't, give me a shout out. Give me a shout out. I'll give you a shout out back. Please feel free to hit the like button as well. Over 70 people in the chat. Big ups to you, Lance. I see you, bro. But please feel free to hit the like button for me. And as we about to go to commercial break, when we come back, family, we're gonna finish up on our Saints discussion, and I'm gonna read and go through the chat. So any questions, concerns, please put them in the comment. We'll be back in a little bit. Thanks.
Homebistro.com. Freshly prepared. Restaurant quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50 plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commit. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specializing affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from homebistro.com? Restaurant quality made with natural ingredients delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat during business. $19.99. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with homebistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with homebistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information. Located in Henderson, Nevada, bulksupplements.com supplies over 400 pure nutritional supplements, ingredients to hundreds of thousands of consumers and manufacturers. All of their products are available from grams to metric tons through their online store at bulksupplements.com. Orders received 4 noon Pacific Standard Time ship the same day. Their FDA-registered CGMP manufactured and distributing facility has a staff over 60 full-time employees that take pride in providing excellent customer service and producing quality products for their customers. The wellness of the community is of the utmost importance to Bulk Supplements. It's dedicated to maintaining all health code and government regulation. Each supplement is tested in their in-house laboratory before distribution, ensuring that all products are safe for consumption. For any additional testing, they utilize reputable and vetted US-based independent labs. Customer service is available 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time through live chat, phone, and email. Bulk Supplements products are produced in an FDA-registered and inspected manufacturing facility. So, if you want quality supplements at a quality price, Bulk Supplements is the company for you. Bulk Supplements, clean and pure bulk supplements. Check the link in the description section below for more information. thewhothatdaily.com. That's right, thewhothatdaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, thewhothatdaily.com is your site. Thewhothatdaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Who That family, check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
All right, family. Sorry about that. Big ups to the family members in the live stream. Thank y'all for joining us for this edition of the Sports Coma. Big ups to the family members. As we come back to the show. And like I said, family, I think one of the best things that we can do as a fan base is continue to keep on staying on the backs of the teams and keep doing what we need to be. All right, so big ups to the rest of the family members. And that's one of the big things I wanted to cover in this side of the show, family. I wanted to be able to kind of go over some of the questions, concern, and comments of some of the family as we approach into the bye week. We're coming into the bye week, and we dealing with several different really interesting situations dealing, and like I called it in the last segment toward the back end of that other segment, you know, we have a lot to talk about with the team. 3-2, only thing worse than that would have been you know, a less than 500 a showing, which the Saints damn sure deserve. Outings against Oakland, Las Vegas, and outings against Green Bay, and then a shameful outing against the Chargers in which they backed into a win. That's pretty much what it was. You backed into a win. And why? And it's like people ask the question, what's going on? Then the first thing goes to Drew Brees. No, don't look at Drew. Look at you. Might be you soon to be over the hill as coach if you don't start adjusting his philosophy to understand that the rest of the league's caught up with you. How could you explain the ineptitude of the offense? Because if the offense was similar, if they hadn't caught up to you, then you would still be moving the ball like you used to move the ball 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, even 10 years ago when you were so prolific, when you was moving the ball around in a series of packages. You know what I'm saying? Notice that those series of packages, that stuff is not quite happening like it customarily or usually would happen anymore. That's because you've been actuaried, you've been studied, you've been found out, the code has been broken. They know what you're doing. They know what your strengths are. That's why you can't run the screen game no more. Notice that the screen game is not effective because they know the Saints love to run the screen. They've taken that away from you. They've taken much of the offensive plays that you like to run throwing the ball. They've taken that away from you. They didn't know about Taysom Hill a couple of years ago, didn't take him seriously. Now he's a weapon. Now they know who he is. The media covers, they talk about him. Now they game plan for him. And pretty much as the season has shown you through 5 weeks, they've taken him away from you. So then what would you then do if you're a smart offensive play caller or a smart head coach? What would you do? You would then go to the plays, get rid of the plays that didn't work, and then go to the plays that actually do work. That's what most people will consider doing. That got all of their marbles. The reality, I look at Sean Payton, man, and we covered that article on the other side of the segment, and we pretty much, and I had to laugh at it, about what he was saying. Are we doing the right plays? Are we doing the right things? Why does the defense look so bad? The defense think they're giving up third. They're bad in the red zone. Because think about it like this. Remember the play last game with the Chargers when the Saints defense was able to get off the field and then next thing you know, they punt the ball. Morstead punts the ball. Washington runs over the punter, 15-yard penalty. Offense comes back on the field. Defense back on the field. What happened? Did the defense stop them and go back off the field? No, they marched down the field on the Saints and scored the touchdown. Now, why wasn't the Saints defense able to get them off the field again like they just did in the previous series? You know what that's called? That's called being tired. They didn't get a rest. They were a few minutes, and then they got back off there, and then the rest was over with. So, I mean, it's not hard to tell. The defense is spending way too much time on the field. But if Sean Payton does not want to make the necessary adjustments offensively, meaning running the ball to keep everybody rested, and if you want to build a rhythm, and I've regurgitated these talking points several times, but still continue to stand before the great Saint think tank and keep saying it over and over again. And that is to keep pounding the fact that we need to run the football to balance the team. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no two ways about it. You have to run the football. You have to run the football. You have to run the football. But the fact of the matter, you got a coach who refuses to do that. You're gonna win a few games, but listen, you ain't gonna be able to get away with it like you used to. I'm telling y'all, this is a part of it. You're not gonna be able to get away with what he used to do. I'm telling you, they're not gonna let him make it with that this year. He's gonna have to learn that and change his damn philosophy. And now is the time to do it in the bye week. If you're serious about asking those questions, who are you asking those questions to? I mean, seriously, who are you asking those questions to? Like when we covered it, who is Sean Payton asking those questions to from that article? He damn sure ain't asking himself that. Who's that? Who he asking? The offensive coordinator? And for real, do they actually think he's going to get a really good thing? These guys are milquetoast. They're not going to challenge him and say, listen, coach, the problem with the offense is that we're not balanced. The problem is that they figured out much of our offense out, and we're going to have to go old school like we used to do, which is to run the ball and throw and operate the play action. That's all. Well, then again, that sounds good, but then you would have to have the real discipline and stick to the game plan, which I do not think Sean Payton has, which he's demonstrated he does not have the discipline to stick to a strong running game. So, I mean, it's a joke, man. But let me get in the chat and read some of the family members. Jim Kev says, Taysom can really help on defense right now. He can rush the passer or a NASCAR package with speed. Where's the imagination? Well, I would love to see Taysom as a safety, to be honest with you. I would not like to see him there, but maybe perhaps as a safety. You know, I mean, he ain't afraid to run into guys. Marcus Williams obviously is. JT said, who that, JT? Good to see you chatting in there as well. Big ups to K. K said the Saints never had money to spend to get quality players. They have it, but where's the imagination to see a need for that guy, and then when he gets here, have a spot for him. Kenny says, you can use a linebacker because Alexander's only not cutting it right now. You're absolutely right, Kenny. He's playing scared because he's trying to get a contract. He does not want to get hurt because he recognized that he's been reading the press clippings. He's been listening to the Sports Coma. He's been listening to the rest of the family, the Great Saint Think Tank. And we've been saying that, and I've told him and said that he has to stay healthy. But he listens to that, but don't listen to the fact that I keep telling him that if you want to play fast and furious, go ahead, just get bigger shoulder pads and put on. You want to play tougher, get you some shoulder pads because it's the shoulder that's the issue. You know? We'll see. All right, thank you for the question. Kenneth says, really, Sean can take a pick and get a pass rusher or a good corner. Both will help out tremendously. He might not see a need to do that. That's the issue. That's what I'm saying. It's one thing to go out and do it, but to have a need. Like, why not use Keith Washington? You're going to tell me that there's anybody out there that's going to sit up here and tell me that Keith Washington, that Ken Crawley is better than Keith Washington at this age at this current juncture of his career? The same Ken Crawley that was cut by several teams who couldn't find a job nowhere. He got cut. He got cut by the Saints, cut by the Raiders, cut by the Cardinals, and the Saints didn't sneak him back on the roster. You mean to tell me that Keith Washington is not better than Ken Crawley is? But Peyton said when he got rid of Nigel Bradham, I wanted to see what these young guys could do. But you haven't seen what none of these young guys can do in terms of the draft picks that could really help out. Troutman could be a very good addition to the tight end team if they can use him. You know, make it simplified for him. He's like, we don't know enough, Q. That's bull crap, man. You don't take a guy with multiple picks and then throw him in and say, okay, he don't know. He's going to have to learn on the field to play. You don't bench him. Let him get out there and learn, even if it's plays where he's just going to block. You know, you're going to have to learn, man. You're going to have to learn. The kid can play football. He can do it. Let him get out there. Same with Ruiz. Same with Troutman. Same with Bond. None of these guys are contributing much, and their contribution is needed on a struggling football team. Undrafted guys, Malcolm Roach was deactivated, but he helps. Look who Marquez Callaway did. When Deontay went down, who's also an undrafted guy who became a Pro Bowler. Could we have a similar story with Marquez? Possibly. But the Saints refused to address the needs of going out and getting talent to fortify what we have. I mean, it's a joke and a half. Might as well trade the picks because you ain't doing nothing with the picks you have. I mean, seriously, what's Troutman gonna do? I mean, it's a laugh and a half. Jim Kev says he actually has the pieces to make a run. The problem is no imagination. And that's true because he's stuck in the same stuff that he's been doing. And people say, well, Q, what's wrong with the team moving forward? Why the Saints 3-2 as opposed to, 4-1, which they really could be 4-1 or 5-0. That's not a stretch. like I said, man, it's all on the back of the coach. This is the coach. He's the one that's overthrowing the ball. Overthrowing too much, calling too many passing plays, not effectively running the ball. He's sabotaging the team by throwing them. Remember against the Chargers, remember the first 7 plays of the game? Y'all remember that graphic? The 7 plays of the game, they had a punt, field goal, interception, punt, field goal. Remember that? That's what kind of crap that's going on with this team. That's a shame that we need to focus on and fix. Why are we stalling out so much? Because we're doing the dumb stuff. We're trying to throw the ball on every other play. I keep seeing them trying to play action when you haven't established the run. That does not work. You might be able to fake out the 2-lane green wave defense, but you're not going to be able to fake out a professional defense, fool. Faking a play action when you ain't established the run does not fool anybody, so stop doing it. The Taysom Hill package does not scare anybody. Stop doing it. And he said, well, Q, they got the Taysom Hill package. Well, Q, they made it work when Taysom stuck in there. That was supposed to be a pass play. That's why all the wide receivers then went out in routes and he was able to sneak out the back and score the touchdown. He's still not looking at the throw the ball. He's trying to run every time he pull the ball, and he ain't even going through his progressions. That's the cold-blooded thing. Because he's also hearing the chatter of people like Marcellus Wiley calling him overpaid and all this kind of stuff. He got $16 million for what? To be a guy that come in there and disrupt the offense by being a quarterback? And Sean Payton is too stubborn to understand that you're destroying the offensive rhythm by doing that, and the team ain't establishing nothing. You need to run. And that's the thing that often we're going to see, because unless he gets that in his narrow head, we're going to have issues all season trying to close out games. So big ups to the rest of the family. Let me keep going on in the chat. Any questions or comments, family, please put them in the chat. I will get to them. I will exhaust the chat. And also, please hit the like button. It helps out the show greatly. All right. That's who else we got. All right. Let's see. Who that? Dog Griffin. Who that to Dog Griffin? Big ups to the family member. Thank you for joining us today. Kevin says, I want to consult for both sides of the ball. All right. He said they look more like an 0-5 team. Dog Griffin says, what's your opinion about the home game situation with the Saints and the mayor of New Orleans? Well, I covered that early in the show when we first got going, Dog Griffin. Thank you for joining us, and who that to your family. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And like I said, I think it's a bunch of politics being played. I dropped receipts early in the show. I proved that the mayor's stats are wrong in terms of what she's talking about. She was so badly wrong. The media didn't check on it, and I don't anticipate them to. This is the same media that refuses to check Sean Payton. So I know they ain't got no spine to check a football coach. I know they ain't got no spine to check a mayor of a city. I'm just keeping it. That's the consistency of it. You can't check the football coach. I know you ain't going to check the mayor. But we got the mayor together on this show right here. We showed statistics, and then maybe I got a little too litigious. But I had to let the family member know that we had to bring out the receipts, man. And I kept telling, and then I took it to the office of the websites and everything and showed y'all the numbers. Didn't I, family? Put one in the chat, family, if we got this thing together. If I prove without a shadow of doubt, they don't know what they're talking about, and that it is about the money. And it is a political gripe going on right now, and it struggles of fighting about the money that they only got $23 million of, which was supposed to be $93 million. So I think it's absolute BS. Everybody knows it's politics, but gonna sit up there and pretend it's about the virus. It is not about the virus. It's never been about the virus. If you need money that bad and you're trying to get $100 million loan, you need to open up the city and let people do what they got to do. They ain't no damn children. They ain't your children. We elected you. We tell you what to do. We the boss, not you. Open up the city and stop being so repressive with these policies. You want money, the city produces over $3-4 billion a year. That's the money. And then they're saying, well, the shortfall is because of revenues. The revenues are not. Why? Because the businesses are closed. They're restricted. Open up the city for business and let people live, man. We're not hiding under our beds because of this stuff, man. We ain't hide when they had the epidemic several seasons ago. We ain't hide from the AIDS crap. We ain't hide from it. The real epidemic is the cancer, but they don't tell you that. So, I mean, we're not going to run and hide from none of this, man. Guess what? A lot of us believe in the creator. A lot of us, and a lot of people say, well, Q, that's another thing. That's your fault. That's your problem if you don't believe in the creator. You need to get together on that. But the reality is the same thing I've been saying over and over again, that it's politics, and they wrong to do that. And I know, just like I know, and we broke open that science on there, and I put receipts. So if you missed that, please feel free to go back and watch it, because receipts on deck on that one, man. Let me tell you what. I put the numbers together, laid it all out, showed the actual statistics of 2020 and the sources where you can look up everything that I found. Open source, everything. Tell you. And they couldn't do that. They couldn't show you the same stuff I show you, man. Come on now. Yo, thank you, Dog Griffin. Who that to you, baby? Appreciate you on that with the question. But I don't like it, man. I think it's wrong. And now you're going to lose the revenue to Baton Rouge because you won't play politics, because you don't want to let them in, because the mayor, the governor said, they got my blessing. And she said, no, not even 5,000. You're going to say 750, like Sup King spread was 750. But you feel good with that. But you saying not 20,000, but you don't give no alternative number. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 12, none of that. We just don't know when we're going to open. No, you playing games, man. You playing games, and I'm calling you out on that. Because, and the other reality is they don't have the money to pay the people to work the dome. I also covered that. I put those receipts on deck as well. So, you know, we ain't gonna let you make it with these games and these lies no more. This is a new era in enlightenment, and we are not fans. We're not fans. I keep saying that. The fan title, we destroyed that. We are Saints family. We don't deal with fanism or fan, period. Fan is short for fanatic, which indicates that you're not involved in the logical process of thought as a fanatic. Fanatics don't engage in logical thought processes. They are tied to the wrong side of the emotional spectrum, which they're occupying or operating in total state of emotionalism. And I don't abide by that, man. I don't abide by that. When you operate in a logical mind, you can see a lot of the games and tricks that they run. We don't get all emotional and run in a circle over here. We don't do all of that. We keep it logical, because that's what they designed it to be. Chaotic, so you be like, oh my goodness, and you don't know what's going on. You just sit back and think about it and read some of the books. Give you the whole game plan, baby. Open source, every damn thing going on is open source. Anyway, let's keep it going. Big ups to the rest of the family members in the stream. Thank you, Dog Griffin, for that. But receipts on deck, baby. KB said the Saints look a mess on third down, both sides of the ball. Kelly says Taysom was a weapon. He's a toy gun now. He looks good, but no production. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate you there. And yeah, Taysom got to get together. And it's how Sean Payton's using them is the issue. You know what I'm saying? That's really the issue. Is that Sean Payton has got to come up out of there and stop doing what he's doing with Taysom Hill. You can use him as a wide receiver, perhaps use him as a tight end, use him on special teams, even, you know, whatever. And I don't advocate using him as a running back, because he already a running back. He running the ball. He ain't throwing the ball. You know, so I mean, man, it's just killing us right now with his package. You need to stop it. All right, let's move on to the next comment there. Thank you, KB. Big ups to you. And Kelly, big ups to you. All right, let's keep it going. Brother Larry, who that to you, fam? I see you, Larry Williams. Big ups to you, fam. Jim Kev says, what every teacher hates is the student gets better now that the student is going against you in a few weeks and he knows you has an expanded playbook. Watch out. You know, we got some time to get it together. We'll see if it's any real change, or we take a week off and come back and look like we did before you know that. And I don't have confidence in Sean Payton, man. I'm sorry, in terms of him incorporating new plays and strategies into the team. Everybody can see that the plays that the Saints are running, that they're familiar with. We're going to have to bring up some new stuff or go back to what really works, which is dominating the line of scrimmage by running the ball, mano y mano. You know, and then once we get going with that, then throw the ball. Man, it's not hard, man. We're not building those spaceships over here. Jamal says Zimmer is going to hand Peyton another loss this year. I can see it. Tyra says bye week, it's time to change it. I got you. You're right. Both of you. Big ups to you, Tyra, as well. Dog Griffith says sometime in order to win, you have to remix some plays in order to keep your opponent on their toes. Thank you. And I agree with that. Big ups to you. We'll just see if he can do it. JT says, Q, is that Curl, Larry, and Mo? Wait, man, let me tell you. They falling through the floor and every damn thing over there. I mean, Sean Payton, man, let me tell you, man. I just don't know, bro. I don't know. Tara says, Teddy, give Payton a dose of his own medicine. There's several Saints on that team that are looking forward to beating Sean Payton in 2 weeks. So we'll see how it shakes. But you're right, man. They're going to be motivated against the Saints once they come out of that protocol. Trail, what up, Trail? Who that to you? Brandon, who that to you? He says, I think the Saints should trade Williams and start DJ Swearinger. I agree with that, bro. Marcus Williams, we're not going to pay him. Let's trade him and get rid of him right now. We know, listen, I've been covering this, and we know GM Kev, Brother Torrey, Brother Derek, Dada, and the rest of the family members know on TSC Q&A, our show we do every Tuesday on a show every Tuesday at 6 o'clock on Patreon. Feel free to join the patreon.com/the Sports Coma to be a part of the show. It's for all the Patreon and YouTube members. It's a locked show. We cover that stuff. We open up, we look at stuff, and we do it more intricately. But you're absolutely right. In TLC, we covered in the TLC Q&A Live, we covered Marcus Williams. I played a snippet from Marcus Williams saying that football isn't his life. It's just the thing that he does. And didn't we play that? And Tori and Kev and everybody that heard the show, put one in the chat. If you heard, if what I'm saying is accurate. Put one in the chat if you guys seen what I was talking about. Put one in the chat. Marcus Williams, I played an interview with Marcus Williams saying that football isn't his life. It's just a way, that it's just what he's doing. Put one in the chat if y'all heard him say that. Put one in the chat. Marcus Williams, numbers have decreased every year since his rookie year. He has 70-something plus tackles, and his numbers have reduced significantly over the last several years. It's reduced big time over the last several years. Big time. His numbers are going down. And I'm talking about tackles. And people saying he a ball hawk. What's going on? It's focus issues. He's concentration and focus. 4 years in, you're supposed to know what you're doing. I guarantee you what, if you took Marcus Williams down and put Johnson, Gardner Johnson back there, you'll see a difference at the safety position. Because the position requires somebody that's playing tough downhill, running like Abrams did it, that young safety from the Raiders that I've been talking about that comes from Columbia, Mississippi. That guy, he's awesome. I would try to get him if I could, man. I say, I want that guy. I want him. I want him to be on this team. But Marcus Williams, if he was a down the field crusher of hitter, this Saints defense will have a mean disposition. But he doesn't do that. He's scared. He's lost. And offensive coordinators knows that he's scared and lost. That you can look at his face and see that he's scared and lost. That he don't know where to be. He's lost. He's not paying attention to where the ball is on the field. He barely knows where the people is. He don't know where he at. And then for the defensive coaches to see that he's lost out there the majority of the time and don't pull him off and put somebody else there, that's shame on them, because I know he lost out there and they're going to pretend like he not. What kind of shit this is? What kind of this is? This don't help his confidence. If you're going to G-check him and tell him, listen, partner, let me tell you something. You're not supposed to be right there. You're supposed to be over here. You're not supposed to be sitting your goofy ass over there. You're supposed to be over here. Why you over there? What you looking at, bro? How you ain't get that interception? Well, you see, Q, coach, I was looking over. Man, come on, man. Ain't no excuse for this ineptitude. And you been here for 4 years? And you just saying that the year started, I got to learn how to tackle better. In year 4? But that's not a discreditment on young Marcus Williams. That's a discreditment upon the Saints coaching staff and the scouters for picking a safety who can't tackle. You know? That's absolutely insane, man. That's absolutely insane. All right, let's keep it going. Kevin said they have guys on the practice squad that can play, but no playing time. He ain't going to reach. That's the point. He load the practice squad with great value canned goods, and then when people say, let's look at the practice squad, and then you look and say, we're going to stick to what we got. Because ain't nothing credible that you can pull from the practice squad on defense that can help you. They got a defensive end that used to play for the Lions. His name is Zetel or whatever it is. And they're not even looking this way, this Willoughby kid and all that. And I told you, I said, man, listen, none of them guys are going to help the Saints this year in the way that we need them to. But Sean Payton going to make bullshit excuses on why he got rid of Nigel Bradham, a linebacker he could really use right now, because Alex Anzalone looks pathetic out there. He looks terrible. Shit, Alex Anzalone playing scared as hell. You heard me? He know he playing scared, and he playing scared because it's a contract year and he don't want to get hurt. And he think he playing smart. No, they ain't no, that's shameful what you doing. If you feeling that you can't protect that shoulder, then you need to get your ass out there and get better, stronger, and better equipment. You need to get out there and put bigger shoulder pads on. Because I played the linebacker position. And I'm telling you that shoulder pads are everything. And them shoulder pads for them linebackers are too small. Especially if you're trying to work, especially if you're a guy that had over 4 surgeries on your shoulder. All right, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Big ups to the rest of the family members in the chat. Thank you, Brandon, for that comment. You're absolutely right. They should bench Marcus Williams and put Swearinger in there. And the mere fact that you watching the footage and they're not doing is they're in denial. And I don't have time to play with your ass. That guy's not playing. He ain't seeing the field. He needs to sit down. And he's like, we need to see more of him. I don't need to see no more of what I've been seeing from Marcus Williams because it's only going to get worse. Because the man, Malcolm Jenkins out there doing every goddamn thing. Malcolm Jenkins then came down and he playing all up, covering the tight ends and everything. And they leaving Marcus Williams back to give support to the wide receivers. Are you kidding me? When Patrick Robinson got burnt, Patrick Robinson thought he was going to pass Marcus Williams, pass that guy off to Marcus Williams. And Marcus Williams was somewhere else. Or when Marcus Williams let Keenan Allen run across his face to get the touchdown. Where was he at on that? Where was his eyes to see Keenan Allen screening in front of him and he had to pick him up? And I'm like, oh my goodness, he has zero coverage ability. And of course, if the ball's thrown directly to him, he's going to catch it if it's an interception. So I'm not impressed by that. And most of the time the ball was thrown right at him, he was waiting to catch the ball and take off. At least he does catch interceptions. I can't rank on him totally, but he's not the type of safety you want back there. This guy is a scary safety. He's a soft safety. He's a soft serve ice cream safety back there. And we don't need a guy that's playing that soft back there. We need a mean hitter. A guy that's crunching those guys and folding them like lawn chairs back there. That's what we need. And Kelly says coaching is our problem. Big ups to you, Kelly. Big ups to you as well. Anola, baby. Kevin Conley. What up, Kevin? Who that to you as well? Big ups to you, fam. Kelly says, taste some trash now, no more surprise factor. Absolutely right. Well, I ain't going to call him trash. But he is playing pretty bad. And if they're putting him in there to be a quarterback, he's electing to run the ball against 7 men's front. That is not a smart thing to do. He was supposed to get back, go through progressions, and find out where he was going to go with that ball. Taysom Hill ain't doing nothing. He ain't even going through no progressions. He's just looking to run every time. That's not what we signed you up for. We're going to let him be the quarterback. I told you that wasn't going to work. I told y'all. I said that is not going to work because Taysom don't spend enough time in the quarterback room. And even if whatever limited time he's spending in the quarterback room, how many plays you think he's going to actually learn that's going to be effective enough where the defense is not going to figure it out? But it's merely the fact that when he starts throwing the ball, you don't think the defense eventually going to figure that out? Let's just eradicate that package. Unless you're not going to let him throw the ball. Eradicate that package, please. It doesn't work. But Sean Payton keep rolling it out there. Boy, what stubborn dinosaur ass thinking this guy has. Really, man, it's just it's nerve-wracking. All right, man, come on. Ramsey says, hey, Q, how long do you think that the secondary has to keep playing terrible for them to make a coach change? Man, these guys, man, I don't think Aaron Glenn going to be here after this year anyway. I think he probably going to go take a D coordinator job somewhere and we'll get a position to somebody else. But really, I think we need a change at the defensive coordinator position, you know, and because, you know, the up front's playing well, but the play calling, the scheme calling is very vanilla. I'm not really excited about how the Saints defense look. We can be a lot more exciting, more exotic than what we are. I think we're boring, and I think we're boring because the defense is too complex. This dude is a bottom 15 defensive coordinator. Why the hell your defense so complex, bro? Huh? You a bottom 15 ass coordinator in the NFL. Why are you trying to have a complex defense, stupid? Don't you understand simplicity is what it's all about? It's about making the defense simple for the players to digest so they can go out there and play. You got the defense too complex, and these guys can't catch up. It's the same thing with Sean Payton. If the rookies can't keep up, you got to bench the rookie, a first-round draft pick offensive lineman for a backup lineman. He that bad, but it was your dumbass decision to play him at the guard position. When we challenged you on that, like, what sense it make for you and the reporters to ask me a question? Look, coach, we see Ruiz here. Why did you draft Ruiz to play the guard position even though he's a center? Then when he started playing center position, the guard position, pardon me, when he starts playing the guard position, Then he gets used to it. I thought he was doing good against Detroit. You pull him out there the next game to put Nick Easton in there and bench the first round draft pick rookie. But I ain't bring him here just for him not to play. We ain't draft him not to play him. But that's exactly what you're doing. They're going to blame it where he's not picking it up. No, you can't do that to the rookies. You got a plan, but you won't bench Marcus Williams' garbage ass when you out there see him running around, turning in circles, not knowing what's going on, constantly getting beat and messed over and cooked back there on the secondary. But you won't bench him or advocate for Dennis Allen to remove him from the field to play. But you're going to release Saquon Hampton, though. The same dude that you drafted with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, in the same draft, you're going to release Hampton, and there are no safeties behind Marcus Williams, young safeties that you can bring in to kind of say, okay, except for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, which they can't use Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because they got him operating out of the slot. Absolutely amazing, man. But he's a genius. I keep telling y'all, man, this dude don't know what he doing back there. I'm telling you. And he's like, why are we so bad? Why are we just? Because your offense has been found out. Hey, take this back to this numbskull, somebody, because I know a lot of the coaches and the strength coaches listen to the show, and we got players that listen to the show as well. And like sometimes a lot of the players, DeMario, Alex Anzalone, a few of them guys, and some of the backups, they might not like what I'm saying about you, but listen, this ain't about egos, dude. This is about right and wrong. And if what I'm saying is truth, you need to take this, put it in your chest and your mind, and use it to get better. The reality at the end of the day is that the coach is failing the team because he's not operating a balanced attack. Take it back to him and tell him that. And tell him I said it. And if you don't like it, tell him come on here and prove me wrong. Take that back to him too. I don't run from nobody. I'll open up these lines in front of everybody in this chat and let them listen to the show. Come on with it. If I'm wrong, stand up here and tell me I'm wrong. Show me some receipts and said you're wrong, Q. Come on up here. But you won't do it. You know why? Because ain't no controlling Big Q on the Great Saint Think Tank. You won't placate to rubber band, garbage ass, ice cream style questions that make you look good and don't make you lose any rationale. We are in for the truth. We want the truth. That's what it's about. The reality is you listen to the show, you'll get better because we don't do nothing but spit the truth. We spit that real. We ain't talking nothing that ain't factual. You know and I know that you got to run the ball. And that's probably what's going on. I told y'all, I was like in week 3 or 4, I was like, you tripping? I ain't tripping on. I said what's going to end up happening is they're going to get them together. It's the overall mindset of the team will be able to get them together because the bottom line is it's about Super Bowls. And what you're doing is not winning Super Bowls. If they put your ass right now against the Kansas City Chiefs, who win the game? Answer that to my players and my people in the building. They line your ass up against Kansas City this week coming. Can you beat them straight up head to head? No, you can't. Can you beat Baltimore head up? No, you can't. Can you beat the Seattle Seahawks head to head right now? Hell no, you can't. You know why? You know why you can't? Because your secondary will get shredded to pieces. Your secondary will get shredded to pieces. And while they shredding the secondary, the coach throwing and shredding his own offense because he's trying to force feed a passing game with no rhythm. When he knowing, I know, and you know that you got to run the ball to gain balance. Every family member in here know if you line the Saints up against the Chiefs next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, that's a laugh and a half. You're going to get your ass handed to you. You might get, you lucky if you come out of there losing by 14. And that's real. And I'm black and gold. I'm black and gold to my soul. And you don't understand how they hurt me to say that. But truth is truth, man. Truth is truth. All right, let's keep it going. Who that to the rest of the family members? Yeah, bro. Roy, you're right. Order some shoulder pads for his ass. I told him to go on Amazon. They got everything. They got everything. Go to Amazon. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members. Big ups to the family. It jumped on me, family. I'm working with you. Big ups to the rest of the family. I'm going to get down in this chat right here. We got about another 10 minutes or so. We'll go into our second break, and then I'll finish it up. HB Watkins, who that to your family? Stingman 2000, what up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Much love to the family members that's joining us as well. I see you, family. I see you. All right, let me keep going right here. Jumped on me, family. So if I missed some of y'all, please excuse me. Jarvis, what up, Jarvis? Good to see you, family. Big ups to you, fam. Troy Thompson, if I ain't saying what up to you, Troy. Cheryl, what up, Cheryl? Good to see you, baby. Who that to you as well? Much love to you in chat as well, and the rest of the family members chiming in. All right, let's keep it going. Ramsey says, hey, Q, Okay, hold on. Well, that's why I stopped off. Thank you, Ramsey. Sad Scott says, what in the heck happened between 2010 and 2020? 2009, Saints rushed it down defense's throat. Was called a finesse team before that. Now we back to finesse. Don't take a rocket science. I know, bro. It's very simple. That's why I said we ain't building no spaceships over here. Meaning that this is to keep it simple, stupid. That's what it means. You know, when I say we're not building any spaceships over here, we ain't building. That's the shirt coming out soon, family. Matter of fact, it should be on the Pro Shop by Saturday. We have 2 new shirts. We ain't building spaceships. It's going to be the new shirt. It's pretty fire. I seen the design. They sent me the design on it. It got a spaceship with the floor. So I ain't gonna spoil it, but it's pretty fire. Y'all gonna love it. But we ain't building those spaceships. That's a new shirt coming out. And 2 rushes first down. That one to be ready. That'll be this weekend, family. So I'm anticipating y'all to try that and get that. So we ain't building those spaceships. And 2 rushes first down. The shirt's coming out real soon to probably be ready. It'll be on the Pro Shops on Saturday. No later than Saturday. Saturday morning it'll be up there. That's how close it is. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members as well. Roy says, order some shoulder pads. I told him go to Amazon. Brandon says the Saints don't develop their draft picks. Vaccaro, Hicks, El-Kadim Muhammad, who plays for Indianapolis, doing all right with him. Cameron Brate are all balling. Yep. But Cameron Brate was undrafted. He was an undrafted guy the Saints had, and they had him on the practice squad, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stole him off of there, and he's been doing this thing ever since. So, yeah, you're right. Vaccaro looked good in his first year, then he lost confidence, and there was some funny business going on between him and another player. They got rid of him, and that's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but we'll see. Derek Tyler says, why people still mad with Michael Thomas? Because, Derek, who that to you, first of all, bro? They mad at Mike because Mike had those series of tweets that he had, and Mike, sometimes act like a petulant child, bro. And then you can look at some of these players, and they spend a lot of time in the weight room lifting weights and running fast and working on hand strength, and really they need to start working more on their character too. Just don't be in the gym working on your outer muscles. The muscle that really mean the most that you need to start working on is this one here. Because when all the rest of them fail, you're going to end up with this one. So make sure you keep this strong too. And sometimes you act like a petulant child on Twitter, man. You don't have to do all that. Stay off of there and let your words go. Speak through your actions on the field. I think he didn't take the injury situation well. When he got rolled up, he wanted to get back there a little too fast, and they should have shut him down on. If they would have put him on IR, none of this would have worked. You wasn't going to play him 3 weeks. Why you just didn't put him on IR? If you'd have placed him on IR, and I don't know, I might have been something contractual. It would have messed up something or other. Who knows, man? I don't think so. But if they would have placed him on IR, they would have shut him down for 3 weeks, and you wouldn't have had all that madness. Then you could have, when after 3 weeks, there'd have been no talk. Okay, you're on IR right now. When you come off, we'll talk. Then when he came off, then we'll talk. But he didn't go on IR. They kept him active all that time, and he was pushing to get on the field. Well, the thing about it is, if you hurt, you're not going to get on the field, bro. And especially as hurt as what you are, with a rolled up, you're going to have to wait. And I think he wanted to get there, and those are the tensions. But you're a grown-ass man, bro. You can't be acting like that. And people start saying, is it the money? Because he wasn't cutting up like that before the money. So people saying, is he a diva now? Is he a diva now? Is he a diva? I don't think the man's a diva, man. But he damn sure got to grow up, man. Mike, cut that out, man. Don't look like that. That's a bad look, man. All right, Big Ben, and that's why I says the tweets and stuff like that. And I don't like what I be reading in the tweets, man. You don't have to do all that, bro. Just let it show on the field when you get back out there. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members. Let's keep it going. I wish Kennedy said I wish Sean would get Callaway more involved. Me too. Sad Scott says, Q, we ain't no kids. Get them. Yeah, we ain't no kids, man. Get on out the way with all that. Get your ass out the way. We're gonna try to keep you safe. What is it? I gotta bust that down with those. Remember I talked about that the last show about all those cameras that they put up everywhere. And I was like, man, they put that was in books I read years ago that was part of a surveillance mechanism. And I'm like, they told you they every time it's something they sell to you is they use the S word. It's a safe word. It's every time. Some things are good and some things are not. But sometimes it's up to the people to check the municipalities too, because they do tend to get out of hand. That's what the civic watchdog groups are all about. And I inspire all you guys to get out there and join the civic watchdog groups to make sure that the local politicians and people are in your area doing the correct thing, whether they're spending the money correctly. Because a lot of these bureaucrats can't even balance their own checkbook, but they're gonna try to run yours. The thing is, and they got an endless stream of money, they can screw it up 8 ways from Tuesday. But I guarantee you, if they ran their house like they ran the city, they'd be homeless. They'd be sitting on the goddamn street. No, we ain't gonna do it. We're gonna just eat up all the money. We're gonna just run up $100 million tab. Who got to pay that back? Who got to pay that? You gonna stay in the office and pay that back? Hell no. In 4 years, I'm up out of here. Well, how about that? So why are you doing that? Open up the doors and let them people make their money. You'll get the revenue stream that you need. Well, you don't have to borrow, wait for nobody to give you something. You can turn it down and say, nah, that's all right. We resilient, and be a model for every city in the world that's dealing with this and say, listen, we doing this safe. We opening, we doing it, and we got the Most High by our side. We gonna be all right. And that's the mindset should be. It shouldn't be we hiding under your bed and acting like this. This don't make no sense. All right, let's keep going. I ain't gonna address it, but I already did said what I need to say at the start of the show. All right, let's keep it going there. KB says, where the trick play is at, I haven't even seen the flea flicker. The guys just, yeah, I agree. Kelly says 7 people can spread the virus. You're right, and you got 7 people that can spread it. It's about 750 people. That's good enough. Really? What if 3 or 4 of them got it? Huh? But 750, where did you get that magical number out your ass from? I mean, where did that come from? Who told you that was a good amount of money, a good amount of people? I mean, it's just amazing where this coming from. The people who supposedly be in control, and the CDC said it's 25,000, so you can have a 25,000 capacity. That's what the Dallas team is doing. They had 21,000. They said you can have 25,000 people in there. So they had like 18 and they got 21 in there. Y'all seen the report? I showed it. So you mean to tell me we can't have none but that many people in a building that big? You acting like the building is the size of a porta potty, man. Cut that shit out, man. That building sits over 80,000 people. You mean to tell me you can't take 10,000 people and situate them in there? You know? I mean, you can have people way up there. You can have people in the middle, people down here. But no, it's 750. Man, cut that out. Where you get that number from? But the media don't ask, man, where you get the 750? Well, I just thought that. You pulled that out your ass, man? Yeah, actually, I did. You got a problem with it? You know, man, come on, man. And I'm just saying, man, I'm sick of the foolishness, man. I'm sick of the nonsense, man. I'm sick of the nonsense, man. Jarvis, who that T said, did you notice all the TDs the Chargers got last week were out routes? Yep. We were aligning so far inside that we gave them the outs. We should align outside bracket. He says we should align outside and bracket our slot defensive backs, linebackers. You know? No, yeah, you're right on that, Jarvis. And you're right, bro. I mean, we getting torched, man. And it's just, I mean, it's just crazy. But you can see that. You can look at the tape and the footage and see that. But it's just, I don't know, fam. It's just amazing. And then this game after game is happening, by the way. All right. Tyra says it's a matter of whether he stick to what we do, stick to what we need to do. Thank you, Tyra, as well. KB says, just because we talking about the secondary, hit that ladder daddy for me, Big Q. Yeah, baby. Nah, I can't. I hit you with that ladder daddy. And yeah, man, let me tell y'all something, man. Yeah, ladder daddy, yeah. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Y'all a trip. Y'all a trip. Because let me tell you, man, you can't talk about my boy Crawley like that. You can't talk about my dog Robertson like that. You heard me? I know I'm saying you heard me. I've been out here long enough. I picked it up. I got it from New Orleans. Let me tell you, man. Y'all saying I ain't looked that good against the Chargers, you heard me? But listen, I'm laddie daddy. I'm laddie daddy. I'm good all the time. You just didn't appreciate it. You know? And they often ask me, say, Laddie, Daddy, why you cool like that? Even when things going all kind of ways, you cool like that. And I just tell them all the time, it's just who I am. I'm Laddie Daddy. I made the play that saved the game, but the fans, they not happy. What I gotta do, family, to get y'all to get off my back. But it's all good. I'm Laddie Daddy, and I'm gonna be all right. Matter of fact, I'm all right now. I'm in my igloo in Antarctica. Y'all know what I eat for dinner. You know I eat fish for dinner. That's brain food. I got it. You heard me? And let me tell y'all something. Wait till we get back to Carolina. I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all gonna see some sports. I'm Laddie Daddy. I'm out. I'm too cool for school. I'm out there. Q, back to you. All right, Laddie Daddy. Thank you, brother. Thank you for dropping by. Big ups to Laddie Daddy, man. He chimed in. Big ups to Laddie Daddy in the building. He chimed in. Always good to hear from Lattimore, man. And Laddie Daddy pops in from time to time, man. He too school. He cool. But I had to tell him, man, go drink some coffee or something because he put you to sleep. Oh, big ups to the family members. Nola Boss, who that says Marcus Williams should be receiving unemployment too. Yeah, he need to, he shouldn't even get that either. All right, Kevin, who that? Kevin says trade Marcus Williams. I'll take a 6th round pick and move on. Brandon says, Big Q, I believe that Ireland will become the GM of the Falcons and will take some aid. Listen, that would not be a bad move. And watch how they go up overnight, man. Watch how they go up overnight if Ireland is there. And man, like I said, Ireland we should make him the general manager and move Mickey Loomis up some level or get him out the way and let Ireland be the man. I guarantee you, it would be a little bit more resistance against Sean Payton when he's losing. All right, Kelly says low IQ on Marcus. Got to be, man. He's scary too. Low IQ and low heart. Trey Joseph said, if you don't love the game, why continue to play football? He says, football is a game you have to be all in. He love the money, bro. Can't tell down the money. And somebody going to give him a Buda Baker contract, I'm telling you. James, who that T, said, hey, Q, what you think about wanting to see Marquez, Mike, Emmanuel, and Kamara on the... Oh, man, I'd love to see that, bro. I'd love to see that. He said, Marquez has some speed and good hands. He'll be a good deep threat. We need to get... he gets yak tough tackles. Yeah, I agree with you, James. Appreciate you. I would love to see that, bro. I would love to see that. I ain't lying. I'm going to tell you no different. All right. Rest of the family members, big up to HB Watkins, said they're trying to make he's trying to make Williams into Sharper. I don't see. No, he ain't. Sharper was smart and he'll hit you. His problems was off the field, if you know what I mean. But as far as on the field, Marcus Williams does not resemble Sharper to me at all. He's 6'1", he's a big kid, but he's soft, man. He's a good dude, like a good dude. He ain't no tough football dude, that's for certain. We need a Deshaun Golson type safety back that will take your head off, legally. But I agree. Marcus Williams, that's a failure if you don't get it right. 985 loss. Did someone pick up Nigel Bradham? Not certain on that, bro. I don't think so. Jamal says Alex Anzalone getting burned all over the field. Nola said the practice squad is full of projects. We turn safeties, O-line turned. I know, bro. It's not a pretty sight on the practice squad. Brandon says Bradham is on the practice squad. No, he's not on our. Nigel Bradham isn't on our practice squad. Kelly says how much Marcus Williams getting paid. He's still in his second round. He's still in that rookie contract. He's on the back end of last year of his second round rookie contract, so he's not making a lot of money. But his agent's going to be looking at what Buda Baker got, and his numbers are better than Buda Baker. That's why I said we don't keep him. We shouldn't pay that kind of money for Marcus Williams. We need to move on and find a hitter safety, and I'm pretty sure you could be able to find. We had Grant Delpit, a guy like that, man. I would love to have a Grant Delpit. I would have loved to have a Jamal Adams. We won't end up with Eric Reed because Malcolm Jenkins don't want him here. You wouldn't be able to get Eric Reed down here because he probably will conflict with Malcolm Jenkins, being that he don't like Jenkins because he called him a sellout. So that's an issue. So, I mean, it's a shame, man, but, I think Marcus Williams, man, he ain't looking good on tape, man. There's no way they can justify Marcus Williams. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. All right, let's keep it going. We got about a few minutes before our next commercial break coming up, family. And then I'll finish out the chat and then we'll close the show. All right, Tramal says, Brad, I'm not on our practice squad. Nah, he's not, bro. 985 says, I'm just saying, no other team looking at him. Well, I mean, I don't think so, bro, but I'm gonna check after the break and we'll come back with that information. But I don't think he signed with anybody. Kai the Great said the Saints needs to use this bye week, need to get better in all phases of the game. Peyton needs to be more aggressive with the play calling. We must run the ball more on defense. The secondary need to man up. Thank you, Kai the Great. Who that to you, my brother? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups. Brandon says Marcus Williams could have had an interception if he had not playing Keenan Allen instead of the football. I know, bro. And that's the thing. The kid lacking the vision, bro. Lacking the vision. And he gets by. He's always a step or two out of reality. He's always behind the play as opposed to ahead of the play. So, you know, his anticipation ability stinks. It stinks. He only thing he anticipates is that he's gonna give up the big play, because that's what his body language dictates. A guy that constantly gives up the big play. It's what I'm not confident in him, because he's not exuding any confidence. He's not putting anything out. You know, Gundam, what up, Gundam? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you. 985 Law says y'all good players don't stay free agents long. You know, that's true. Look at Le'Veon Bell. When they signed Le'Veon Bell, he ain't stay that long. Kevin says that's not always the case. Some wait for the right opportunity. True as well. Let's see who else. Gundam says, all right. Kai says, my bad, Big Q. Who that, fam? Okay, no, it's all good, Kai. I got you, baby. Kevin says he can't, but worse than anything we have opposite of Demario Davis. So we got a few surprises that I don't really like. Like when you're dealing with a guy like the way Alex Anzalone's playing is a big letdown in my book, man. Alex Anzalone playing like a straight sucker right now. He really is, man. He ain't playing with his lights on fire, his hair on fire. He looking scared and timid. And it's just not becoming of him. And I would have never anticipated him to be playing like that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I thought he was better than that. I'm going to just be honest with you. But anyway, family, we're going to go to our next commercial break. And please put all questions and comments in the chat. When I get back from our next commercial break, our last break, then we'll finish out the chat and then we'll end the show. So y'all just stick with me. We'll be back after this set of commercials. Be right back.
And preparation for individuals, small business, and nonprofit. They also provide notary and a host of other business-related services for their clients. Their associates provide a systematic yet very client-centered approach to their services. They offer the industry knowledge and insight to help solve your most complex tax issues. At Remington, their currency is time, the one resource that cannot be replenished. For that reason, they utilize the simplest and most effective forms of technology to make their services faster and more efficient. No need to wait in the office until your taxes are completed. Simply upload your documents via the Taxes to Go app or via their client portal, and they'll take care of the rest. Remington Tax Solutions is a member of the National Association of Tax Professionals and participates in the IRS Annual Filing Season Program, which is a voluntary tax education program to stay abreast of the ongoing changes in tax legislation. Remington Tax Solutions has a strong connection to the communities in which they serve. It is a part of their mission to make a positive impact on the lives of their neighbors. So, if you're looking for a reliable, effective, and trustworthy tax preparation service, Remington Tax Solutions is the business for you. Contact Remington Tax Services at their number 682-307-4410 or simply go to remingtontax.com. That's remingtontax.com. Remington Tax Service, virtual tax preparation for the individual and small business.
Live clean, eat cleaner. The only natural
natural and patented produce wash. Eat Cleaner is a tasteless, odorless, and lab-tested line of food wash and wipes that is up to 99.9% more effective than water in cleaning wax. The only natural, patented produce wash in a 14-day study, applying Eat Cleaner all-natural fruit vegetable wash to a variety of fruit and 100 pure guaranteed vegetables, also prolongs shelf life up to 5 times longer through a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. This can help save your family on average of over $500 per year, reducing waste and making it easy to get your half plate of fruit and vegetables each day. Eat Cleaner offers a wide variety of solutions for food safety and shelf life extension for consumers, retailers, food service, and operators. USDA bio-based, OMRI listed for use on organic produce, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, made in the USA, lab-proven, and patented. So if you want cleaner fruits and veggies, try Eat Cleaner. Check the link in the description section below.
Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture. And like with Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections. A selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence in the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tiger talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough Tiger talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough Tiger talk. All right, family, we back at the show. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming the live stream. Thank y'all for sticking with us on this version of the show. Mayor says good Temp move to bring to BR for Saints. We covered a lot of news and notes today on this edition of the Sports Coma, and then of course we're entering our final segment of the show. We're gonna close out the show by finishing out the chat. So big ups to the rest of the Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Much love to you and Yearns on this edition of the Sports Coma. Big ups to the family members. Much love to the fam. Thank y'all for y'all support. And like I said, for tonight's commercials, all of the links for the description are in the description section below for the links. So you just simply look for the commercial or affiliate links. Every last one of their commercials is in the description section below. Our team reformatted everything around in the description section to make it very easy to find things. So there are links to other channels like Tough Tiger Talk, Ring Kings Boxing, Pelican Post Game Report. Got a big show coming up tomorrow. We're going to recap a few things that happened with the world of the Pelicans as Tyronn Lue decided to sign a 5-year deal today with the Clippers. We'll cover a lot of Pelican stuff tomorrow with Pelican contributor DC. So that'll be tomorrow at 9 o'clock on the Pelican Post Game Report. Links are in the description section below. Also for Tough Tiger Talk, which happens on Saturday. Last Saturday we didn't do the show. We had some computer issues, but we're up and running once again and to keep going. So big ups to the rest of the family members for chiming in on this edition of the show as well. So thank y'all guys for all you do. Please hit the like button if you hadn't hit it. We're gonna get back to the chat and finish up here. So big ups to the family members as well. So thank you. All right, let's keep it going here. Trey Joseph said defense is supposed to read and react. No, they're not reading and react. They're reading and being scared. That's what I see from Marcus Williams. Boy, I mean, could you imagine him a leader of anybody's defense? Marcus Williams. Brandon says that our front office not giving coordinators proper resources. Spagnuolo was an awful defensive coordinator in New Orleans. He's won 2 Super Bowls since leaving us. Spagnuolo, you give Spagnuolo a pass rush, a defensive line with 2 fired. And listen, you might have to spend some money. Just like what the Giants did when they had Michael Strahan, they got Umanura, they were able to get Justin Tuck there. I think that's a template the Saints need to do. They need to go out and spend some money and get a top-notch defensive end to pair with Cam. You know, you got Davenport there who's hindered, and you got to be able to keep the pass. Listen, you can't be a team that get burned on the back end and not be able to sack the quarterback. If you're getting tore up on the back end, at least be a top 5 unit in sacking the quarterback and getting pressures on the quarterback. The defense, the pass rush has got to get off, and they got to make stuff happen to cover up a lot of stuff that's struggling on the back end of the defense. Pass rush, getting to the quarterback, forcing him to throw the ball early or late, throwing the rhythm off, that's a big part of it as well. So you're right about it. Spagnuolo would have done good down here. He stayed down here for 1 year, I think it was. And they got him out of here because he couldn't win down here because the Saints could not rush the passer. His defenses work when you have pass rushers that can get after the guy. Then he drops his defense is very simple. He rushes the 4 best guys he got and drop guys in the coverage to cover up the passing lanes. And if you can make the front 4 your strength or team where they're known to get after the quarterback, listen, that's a major part of helping the back end. So you commit the linebackers to help out the secondary guys, and you can have a lot of success as long as you fire in those 4. But if you're going to commit resources, get the best 4 you can put up there, and then get some solid guys to back them up to keep them fresh. So we have to keep that in mind. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you. Jamal says Marcus Williams is a ballerina back there. He lost as he can be, pirouetting and everything. Gunner said Marcus Williams getting cooked. Yeah, he getting cooked back there, bro. And like I said, Seafood City. Seafood City, yes, so very pretty. You know, and that's what's going on in New Orleans. It's Seafood City all day with Marcus Williams back there. Everybody feasting. They having some food. Shaq called it barbecue chicken. I call it Seafood City. Yes, so, but it ain't very pretty. I'll tell you that much. Thank you for that, Gun, to big ups. Tori says, we better come back after this bye week with our minds right. Hopefully we can stay focused and addressed and do really. But just to take care of business is what I'm asking for. Kai says, do you think the Saints will make a move during the trade deadline? Maybe they might get more secondary help or possibly another linebacker. If they do, it probably get it from the great value side of things, because there ain't nowhere in the world I see the Saints trade. They had a good linebacker, Nigel Bradham. He asking for more reps. Saints put Sean Payton put him on the street. Sean Payton choking this team out in many respects, man. Being stubborn, not wanting to go get veterans to fortify the team. I mean, it's just, then when you go out and get veterans, it's guys that used to be on the team that have had minimal impact. What's this supposed to be? You anticipating them to be better than what they were when they left? That's why I say a lot of it stops because of Payton. I can't look past Sean Payton, family. That's what it comes down to. All right, let's keep it going. Marcus is going to this year crying and call. I mean, he ain't gonna cry in his call. Somebody gonna pick him up. I promise you that much. All right, let's keep it going. And 95 said a lot of guys look good in camp, but the game is too fast for him. I just think it's a heart thing with Marcus Williams, man. Heart and intelligence. He's not looking at what he's seeing. It's just Marcus Williams is just not looking good, bro. You know, and that's just what it is. You know, that's what I'm looking at. All right, let's keep on going on down here as well. Thank the family members for joining us in the chat. Kevin says we want jewelry, not t-shirts. All right, Tyra says, do any of these guys watch Darren Sharper? Yeah, on the field, I hope so. Off the field, I hope not. Trey Job says KC would drop 50 ball and Baltimore would drop 40. 95 Live says, I think we can beat the Seahawks. Their defense ain't good either. Gundam says no because secondary not disciplined. Poor offense play calling would be against the Chiefs. Jamal says, Q, you might have to duke it out with Peyton because he might get disrespectful. And that's what he gonna do because he get disrespectful for them. He really barely won't talk to the reporters. And like Brother Arnold said yesterday on the show, that the Jets are looking at Sean Payton as a possible coach. I said, well, listen, he wants to be his own general manager. Let him go up there and get cooked up there. That's what's going to end up happening to Sean Payton. He can barely answer questions from a milquetoast press and he pissed off. Imagine what them New York reporters ain't gonna play with you. They gonna hammer you out up there. And I'll just be laughing my ass off every time. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. But you got to open up, man. Dude too stubborn, man. He too stubborn. And the thing is, it's ego. It's all ego driven. It's none of it's logical, none of it's factual. And you only get upset when I pick at it. If you was logical, you have logical explanations for everything that you're doing. Justify to the family members why you're not running the football consistently. Justify why you unbalancing your team by continuing to run Taysom Hill out there and he's not in sync with anything. Why are you doing this? Why are you, and it's just then blaming the team. Y'all not playing. Like when they lost Vegas, he kept him off the plane so he can run footage and tape for 3 hours. What for? You the reason. What you talk? Why you could have did that yourself. Send everybody else on the plane. You catch a plane by yourself. Back because you the reason why the team losing. The defense is tired. They're miscommunicating back there. That's a quick fix. Take the guy out who can't listen. Put the guy in that won't. You need veterans back there. Let DJ Swearinger come in. How you deactivate DJ Swearinger for PJ Williams? That should have been a sign right there, Sean Payton crazy. When he deactivated DJ Swearinger for PJ freaking Williams, and PJ been getting cooked and smoked he has cooked and smoked goose running around out there, PJ Williams. I ain't never seen a cooked goose running down there with the feathers off of him, everything, cooked, smoking, still smoking, running around out there, getting cooked and toasted everywhere, and he's still got the nerve to be out there with no shame. That boy, PJ Williams, don't have a lick of shame, man. Not a lick of shame. But he getting smoked and cooked, but he's still going to collect that check at the end of the game. All right, Kelly says Sean Payton got 2 for 1, a deal with the Williams brothers. Yeah, the Williams brothers, man, listen. Yeah, that ain't, the Williams boys ain't looking good, man. They're not looking good at all. Thank you for that, Kelly. Tyra says Q pull him by the jaws. Yeah, the big fluff ass jaws. Nola says talk to the Zoolander. Kevin says only thing we can do is hope for rain in Baton Rouge when the Chiefs come in. That will slow them down. Yeah, take a touchdown off the board. Kai says real talk. All right, 95 says not funny. And 90 says Mike had an ego. Yeah, he got an ego. He do. That's a part of being great, man. But you got to get it under control. That's a part of it. Kevin says, hey Q, when is that new Q on Q with Big Q coming? I'm working on it, bro. And like I said, we gonna transition. This will be the last show that we doing that we taping it, because I'm throwing a lot into this show. It's about an hour and a half. And it should be coming out soon, bro. I want to say, matter of fact, it should be dropping this weekend, bro. With no game, we can finish it off and drop it this weekend. Then the next week, we'll come into, we'll start it off again and come back into it with On Cue with Big Q live versions for the family members to tune into. So we'll start bringing the live versions around, and they'll happen on a specific day. We're still working out the rest of the days and ironing out the schedule as well. So, you know, like I got a lot of stuff I'll be doing, family. You know, it's a balance to it all. It's a balancing act, you know, and I'm getting it together. Brother Jerry, who that to you? Ramsey says, hey, Big Q, how about a shirt that says, who that nation? We're not fans, we're fams. Hey, that's great, Ramsey. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. We'll see if we can get the designers on it, man, and see if they can work that through, man. You know, I'm a t-shirt guy. I love t-shirts, man. You know, the majority of the time I wear my own hats and I wear my own shirts. What I got on? I got my own I Am Black and Gold royalty shirt on. So I'm a big self-promoter, man, of the platform. I'm proud of the platform. I'm proud of the Gray Saint Think Tank. And like I say, I wear a lot of my own, like the program, the Pro Media Network or Pro Apparel gear. You know, it's so much of it. We got all kind of stuff there, you know, hundreds of stuff in there, you know, all kind of stuff. But yeah, it's good idea that Ramsey. Thank you for that. Nola Boy Kevin says 5,000 is a great start. Yeah, I agree with you. Why not? Why is no content? You know, 25 is too much. How about 5? Well, I don't know about that. I set the record. I set it at 800 and 750. Like that's supposed to be something. You know what I mean? Well, it only, if it's better than they get it, 700 people get it, then 20,000, don't you think? Well, what if you just overestimate? What if you playing political games? You know? All right, let's keep it going. Kevin said, I'm still looking for that dude that came in the comments and said Kamara was a depreciating asset. All right, let's see what else we got there. 95 said Mike probably went with it. Sure, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. Sean Payton got a lot of people upset with him in that building, I'm telling you. Laddie Daddy be on that law. Kevin says Mark Ingram called him out about the plays and Payton let him go. He could have signed him back, but he didn't push hard. I know, bro. That's that. His ego kills the team. That's what Brandon Marshall was saying. Sean Payton hurts his team. He doesn't want to run the ball consistently. He's ignorant, arrogant, and he doesn't want to listen. And he's non-flexible. Jay Giggity, what up, fam? JT, what up, fam? Big ups to the rest of the family members in the stream as well. All right. Why is so many of y'all messages being deleted? What's going on now? Why y'all messages being deleted? I don't know what's going on there. All right. Let's keep it going. Nola Ball says Sharper more like Brandon Brown and 985. I'm sorry, guys. My phone with that, I had it face down. Okay. That's what was going on. Okay. All right. 985 said, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. He must have accidentally blotted out some people. I'm looking. I was like, why are y'all messages disappearing? Nola Boy, hey Q, this is puzzling. Coaches from Pop Warner, Little League, all over, even in the pros and pregame warm up, every team do spot the ball drills. That's all the defense back drill team. Yeah, that's all the defense back drill team. I know, bro. It's not. I can't explain why they're not going back to the basics. You're right. Noah says Jamal Adams and Jenkins over the top would make our secondary top 5. Yeah, Adams knows what he's looking at. He's not afraid to attack. Marcus Williams is. He's afraid. So how can't the defensive back locate the damn ball? He's not paying attention. He's not looking at the correct stuff is what he's doing. His eyes are somewhere where they're not supposed to be. He didn't have to tackle him. He just needed to hang on till he helped the right. He can't even do that. Who that to you, Irv? Good to see you in the chat as well, bro. Big ups to you. Kevin says Anderson only looked like Pee Wee Herman out there. He looked, yeah, no doubt about it. Kenny says Laddie do be talking like he's on that. He on a natural high. That Laddie Daddy. Alex is not trying to get hurt again. That's right. He's trying to get that contract. I told y'all that. Nola said I said Williams is only playing Humpty Head. I know they really sucking right now, bro. 985 Blah said the touch screen's good, but the two. Okay, Kenny said haven't paid attention to it. Irv says when Kinko coming back, not until later on in the season. Nola Ball says Q switching to that mellow mood. You can't be gruff and rough on some of them commercials, bro. You got to be smooth like Laddie Daddy on there. All right, appreciate the family members. Case I'm going early vote in the morning. Big ups to the family members. And get that vote in there, family. Get that vote in there. All right. Nola Ball, see, I'm going to get Q to do the moves. All right, smash the like button. Thank you, Tori. Hit the like button, family. Please hit the like button if you hadn't already. Big ups to the family members as well as we continue to keep it moving. Tyra says that will be a mess, Q. Allowing Marcus to lead the defense. I know, wouldn't that be a laugh and a half to see his goofy ass up there? All right, let's keep it going. Tori says, all right, big ups to Marcus the Mummy Williams. Yeah, he did. All right, Tyra says, when is Ms. Benson going to step up? Mr. B would have done the boogie on Sean Payton. Yeah, she ain't going to step up. She is making money right now. She going to leave all that to them. That's not her repartee. She's just going to let them do it. And there's nobody that's going to check Payton except for us. We the only one checking them. The media is not going to do it. And I wish he would think about trying to take that Jets job. I wish he would. Roy Baker says Krispy Kreme safety without the crispy. Yeah, he just cooked. Tyra said they can have him. Brandon says we will always have a terrible secondary when GM constantly gives Aaron Glenn undrafted free agent cornerbacks to work with, expects him to make miracles happen. Thank you, Brandon. That's a great point. Especially when you keep recycling burnt out ass cornerbacks with no confidence back into the team, like Ken Crawley and Patrick Robinson. Why aren't we drafting more cornerbacks? That's a great point. We could have added a cornerback this year. We was at the 24th rank. We could have got a good defensive back at the 24th pick instead of a center that we playing at guard that we can't use because the backup playing in this place. That's a whole mess going on, by the way. A whole mess. A whole mess. Your first round draft pick center who's playing guard can't play guard better than the backup running offensive lineman. What a laugh and a half we got going on here. What a laugh. And you think Sean Payton serious enough about fixing this? Amazing, man. Like I said, he created all this bullshit. He created this. He did this. He did it. He did all of this, man. Thinking that he making the right plays without people challenging him, saying this ain't a good idea. We was challenging him but a long way. I wasn't for him drafting that kid out of Michigan, Ruiz, if he wasn't going to play him at center. And then when he opens the season in training camp, he plays the guy at guard. Why are you playing him at guard when you drafted him to play center? Then after 10 days of playing him, they play him for 4 or 5 days straight. He gets hurt. And then after that, he got to keep McCoy at center. Then when they get an opportunity to stick him at guard for a full game of Detroit, he pulls him out and put Easton back in there. So, I mean, how is he supposed to learn? You know, now he's a backup first-round draft pick, offensive lineman, ranked the 24th rank. But we ain't bring him in here not to play him, though. Well, right now, Q, he ain't better. You know, no, Sean Payton created. I'm not letting people get off with that bullshit excuse. Sean Payton created all of this. He should have took a guard if he wanted a guard. He didn't have to take a center, then play the guy at guard. If he knew it, if he was drafted to be a center, then they should have moved McCoy over at guard from day one and played Ruiz at center from day one, and not had McCoy playing at the guard position for 10 days until they made the switch over to. That was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, like I said, man, I don't like what Sean Payton did. And I calls him out, but all this is a matter, it's on his dumb ass. It's all on sitting on top of his shaggy jaw ass. It's sitting on top of him. Anyway, let's keep it going, fam. Let's keep running in the chat. Let's see. Kelly says Sean Payton is our oh my goodness, Les Miles. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he a mad hatter though, but the wrong kind. Kevin saying Sean Payton asked if he had the right players out there. And you think this, you really? And he gonna ask that question and then come back out with the same players that been screwing up. If you don't bench Marcus Williams, then with that whole thing about are we running the correct plays? No, you're not running the correct plays. That's why you're 3-2. Do we have the right players out there? No, you don't have the right combination of players out there. That's why you're 3-2. You know? Are we running? No, that's why you barely beat a Charger club that can't finish games by 3 points in overtime. No, you don't have the right players out there. No to all them dumb questions. And your situational football ain't working. You need to change it up. You know? Kevin said Peyton asked if he had the right. Yeah, that's fun. That's comical. Who that to you, Jonathan? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups to you. All right, Donnell. What's up, Donnell? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups to Donnell Payne in the building. What up, fam? Thank you for joining us. All right, hold on here. Just lipped on me. Okay, Big Irv says Mike T should have punched everybody in the secondary. He should have went straight for Marcus Williams. That's what he should have did. Come here, Marcus. He should have went straight to Marcus Williams. Why are you punching Chauncey? Go punch Marcus Williams, please. You know, knock some sense into him. Brandon says Nigel Bradham plays for the Broncos. Okay, Brandon. Yeah, how about that? Kay says the screen to Kamara is tired and through It says it goes 4 and lost 9 times out of 10. Yeah, it's terrible, man. Kevin said I need the custom trust your eyes shirt. Ken said I know Bradham worked out for Denver. Okay, well, I mean, they got a good linebacker if that's the case, because I know if they got Nigel Bradham, I know they got the guy we had, which was Chiquillo, who left up there as well. And there we go. You know, big ups to Marshawn Lattimore in the building. Marshawn, how you like that laddie daddy, bro? Do I do a good laddie daddy? Marshawn, he in the building. How about that laddie daddy? He got ha ha. Kevin says, Q, what do need to compete with the top 5 teams in the league? Need to run the ball, and we need to balance once you run the ball and stay to the run and be real with the run, create it as a threat, then you can throw the ball off the back of the run using your play. You can open up your full barrage of playbook. Simply, you must stick to the run and do this. And this will help out the defense because you're controlling the clock. You're gaining rhythm with your offense because they're on the field more, and you're wearing out the opposing defense more and more while you're keeping your defense on the field, resting their opposing offense off the field, not getting any rhythm. So running the ball and controlling the clock by running the ball and operating the pass off the run is what you need to start with. And then you'll see the defense improve because they're more well rested. And then we can start working on the communication issues in the back end. It started with the safety play, and Marcus Williams is reacting too slow to plays. That needs to stop. And then once we get further into the season, we can start seeing exactly who's at fault and then possibly change them and move them out and put players that are more impactful in. But I'm not seeing very many changes occur. I'm not seeing, like, if you see Alex Anzalone not playing like he's supposed to, tell him, look, Alex, you're not playing with your hair on fire. I noticed that on film. I know you don't want to get hurt. Here goes some big ass shoulder pads. Put them on. Play with your hair like on fire. That needs to happen. If not, then we need to switch linebackers. We need to move DeMario inside and move Alex Anzalone outside again. We do not need Alex Anzalone playing timid and tiptoeing through the tulips, as I call it. We need to move him off ball and put DeMario at Mike linebacker if we're going to keep having issues with Alex Anzalone playing scared like this. And another issue is we need to bring another defensive back in here, a veteran defensive back like Mo Claiborne, because we need that veteran-esque just in case we suffer another injury. Well, we don't have to go to Ken Crawley. Let's please not go to Ken Crawley. I barely won't use P.J. Williams and Patrick Robertson. And that's the reality as well. And Marcus Williams is a major issue that they can no longer look at. Once we start seeing play leveling out and guys start doing good, if Marcus is bad as I anticipate, then he'll stick out like a sore thumb. And he is sticking out like a sore thumb, but they're going to look past him and say, no, he's still a ball hawk. And I keep telling people, no, he's not. He might get a few plays here or there, but he do just enough to keep people off of him. All right, Kevin says, Q, do okay. Thank you for that question, Kevin. Kevin Conley. Now, GM Kev says, I'm happy with him. He said John Elway will turn the team around. Donnell says Marcus Williams needs to be traded to Cleveland for a pick. How about that? They'll take him. I would trade Marcus Williams for a hurt Grant Delpit. I sure will. I would send him up there with a 5th round draft pick and for a hurt Grant Delpit. I would take that. I would, because he doesn't have a future with the Saints. The Saints are not going to pay Marcus Williams. He going to want the Buda Baker money. And like I said several shows now, that he looking for Buda Baker money, he must be on the Buddha to think that he's going to get Buda Baker money. All right, let's keep it moving. Big ups to you. Thank you there, Donnell. Ramsey says, Q, I love the commercials. They're very brilliant, done with jazz music. They're cooler than Laddie Daddy. All right, appreciate you. And Laddie Daddy in the building. So big ups to Laddie Daddy as well. All right, thank you. Appreciate the compliment, bro. Much love to you, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all like the commercials, family. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for that. All right, let's keep on going right here. I want to make sure I get everybody in there as well. All right, let's see. Where did I stop off at? It just scrolled on me. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Big Irv says Ruiz got to get his weight up. Bro, Sean Payton really made a flumsy, really goofy ass play with that whole scenario. The entire draft class that we had this year is utterly joke at this point. Cesar Ruiz could play one full game and then he benched him from Easton. And I was looking at Ruiz play. He didn't play well, but he's a rookie. But I thought you wanted to look at the rookies. Sure, I guess not. I guess he just was talking about Nigel Bradham. But you look at a Troutman, they got APBs out for Troutman right now. They don't know where he is. And then of course there's the issue with Tommy Stevens. He's on the practice squad, but he was this guy that we had to look at. He ain't sniffed the field not once. So I mean, it's really, really ridiculous. And then there's been anything but a Bourne supremacy. Zach Bourne, there is no Bourne supremacy whatsoever with him. It's the Bourne non-supremacy. That's what it's called. He is not doing anything that's really impacting except for special teams play. The Saints play a lot of modified nickels, so they don't really do 4-3s no more, which is, and then another thing to put it to you like this, family, Alex Anzalone's in trouble. When they committed them resources to Mario Davis to give him that 3-year contract, that you can kiss Alex Anzalone goodbye, and I think he knows that. You say, well, Q, you don't think he takes a cheaper deal? No, somebody got to get out the way for Zach Bourne. I'm telling y'all, somebody, and I said I was looking at DeMario because he was the older player, and it was looking like upside from Alex Anzalone. But now that he gets that money, Alex Anzalone is on a slow boat to China. Because the reality is that somebody got to get out the way so Zach Bourne can get plays. Somebody got to, and look like you know who it's going to be. So it's the same scenario when Onyemata got paid before Sheldon Rankins got paid. You can't both pay him. So somebody got to go. So listen, I'm just keeping it real with you. You might be sensing that. All right, let's keep it going. Thank you for that, man. Let's see. Anola said, he says, that's just what he does. See good talent and says, I wonder if I can change the position. GM Kev says, in the meantime, Pat Queen is an AFC Defensive Player of the Week. And our first pick that we picked over is on the bench. And Kev been riding that hard lately, man. Kev been pushing the Pat Queen situation. Pat Queen been balling for Baltimore. We could have had Pat Queen there, and he would have been scared and tiptoeing through the tulips. I tell you that much. All right. Kevin says, as an organization, you can't miss that pick at 24 in the first round. And the Saints are bombing with all they picks so far. Ruiz is playing guard, and he's never played guard before he's a center. That's a crazy ridiculousness right there. Troutman is missing. And then on top of that, Zach Bourne is playing on special teams, and the guy that you traded to get back in on the 7th-round pick on the practice squad. Yeah, that's a real good usage of the talent. You need all those guys except for maybe the seventh round tight end quarterback turn tight end to contribute. But Zach Bourne, Ruiz, and Troutman must contribute. They got to get those guys involved in the next portion of the year. All right. Kelly says Lattimore and Williams brothers trying out for Dancing with the Stars, flying all over the field. Nola says, Nola says, tell coach if he doesn't run the ball, you key in his car. Arnold says, Q, maybe Saints need to get a bounty insensitive for secondary. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they might do it then. Kent, who that to you? Kent Eddington, who that? It says, every time Pete goes down, so does the running game. How about that? Brandon says, BQ, what upsets me about Peyton was he said in the first round draft they wanted the cornerback A.J. Terrell but didn't go after him. Sadly, they gave up numerous picks for Troutman, and they're not using Troutman. Now, Terrell, he plays for, what A.J. Terrell plays for, the Falcons? And he was looking at the team. Listen, that wouldn't have been a bad move because Terrell's a big corner. He would have lined up for you at the nickel position, which would then give us the flexibility to move Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back there to where Marcus Williams is. I would have loved that, to have a rookie cornerback as good as him. I would have loved seeing him play in the cornerback position. But Sean Payton's talk a lot of bullshit. And I've been saying it. He likes to be looking at the quarterbacks. He never get the quarterbacks mysteriously. I was going to draft, what's the guy? I was going to draft Patrick Mahomes, boys. And then they beat me to him. You wasn't going to draft Patrick Mahomes. I hate what you're saying, what your mouth saying. But every year you keep failing to get the quarterback, and you right there. What happened the next year after that? You had Mahomes sitting up there. When you had Lamar Jackson sitting up there, why you ain't go get him? Well. You went and got the guy that was hurt, drafted him. And now the man been hurt all this time. He just got on the field last game. And Lamar Jackson is out there balling for Baltimore, just like Pat Queen is. So, they consistently and ridiculously and stupidly continue to make these bets. And Sean Payton, it was stupid, it was ridiculous to draft the center if you wasn't going to play the center at center. Instead, they drafted the center to play a goddamn guard position. The guard, and remember, the center never played guard. He's always been a center. he is a top center, and then you playing him at guard. You bring him into camp at guard while having the guy that you want to move over to guard stay at center. What sense does that make? But did the media question his stuff on him? Why are you doing this stupidness, Sean Payton? You know you don't have that much time. Why are you wasting time playing him at guard when you know he has no experience to play guard? He has a handicap playing guard because he don't know how to play guard. All he's know how to do is play center. So why are you playing him at guard when he knows how to play center? Wouldn't it be to your advantage to play him at a position that he knows how to play? No, not stupid ass Payton, the supposed genius that nobody, even the dumbass, spineless, garbage, yellowback ass media, don't want to question about plays and why is he doing the type of stuff that he do. You know, somebody got to be smart enough and brave enough to ask the right goddamn question. Somebody got to. Somebody got to question him. Why you not running the ball? Why you doing this stupid stuff? Somebody got to do it. Big Irv says Garrett Griffin got playing time this week, thought he was off the team. Yep, Garrett Griffin. Garrett Griffin is another dude that keep playing with Garrett Griffin. Garrett Griffin, the time has passed on Garrett Griffin. We need to see some. We need to see Adam Troutman. Why are we not seeing Eric? Why are we seeing the future of the tight end position is not Garrett Griffin. Garrett Griffin had his opportunity. He blew it. He kept getting hurt. He don't know the playbook that well. He come in spot duty and do a little this and that, third. But the future of the position is goddamn Troutman. But Troutman is missing right now. They don't know where. They got a drag net in the city right now looking for Troutman. He done ran away. And he ain't coming back until they give him some more chances to play. Anola Ball says, how about let the players play their position and the OC call the plays? How about that? Isn't that revolutionary thinking? Wherever that revolutionary thinking there. Let's go over that again, man. I wish I could put that on screen. And Brandon says, okay, thank you for that, Brandon. Big ups to you. But you right, Nola? Nola Ball says, how about let the players play their positions and the OC, offensive coordinator, call the plays? Isn't that revolutionary? In Saints' bizarro world, guard centers who are really good centers learn to play guard even though they never played guard collegiately in their lives. And wondering why they're struggling playing this position that they never played before. Isn't that amazing? And perhaps we got offensive coordinators that don't really coordinate. How could you be an offensive coordinator when you're coordinating when you don't coordinate? You don't call no plays. What are you there for? Oh, I help Sean Payton with the playbook. If that's the case, then you should change your name and title from offensive coordinator to offensive assistant. That's what he is. Pete Carmichael is now the offensive assistant because Payton is the offensive coordinator. And the mere fact he doesn't let Pete Carmichael call the plays, it's ridiculous. He's like, listen, man, I'm going to let you run it, Pete. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe you need to get your ass off the play call sheet, Pete. Maybe you need to stop doing that and let somebody else that got some sense do it. Man, lay this dude out here. Kent says they killed me when they let go Von Bell and Banjo. And with Marcus freaking Williams back there. Kelly says Braves 8-2 BTM, bottom of the 7th. All right, Big Earth says Garrett Griffin got playing time this week. I thought he was off the team. He was on the practice squad, but you would pull him up off the practice squad, and you got a guy you gave up several picks for, Adam Trout, not getting no time because he don't know. You mean to tell me he knows less than Garrett Griffin? I mean, come on, man. Garrett Griffin don't get much playing time, and he knows more than Troutman. Cut that out. That's like saying that Ken Crawley knows more than Keith Washington. And then the cold part about it, it's only a matter of time before another team sees Keith Washington on the practice squad and pluck him off the practice squad, and the Saints will let him go. It's only a matter of time. Watch. Somebody gonna come and pull Keith Washington off the practice squad because they got good sense. They know they got a young good cornerback look like. Thank you for that, bro. Kevin says AJ Terrell playing good football before he got injured. Let somebody else in the draft room draft this year. Oh no, he ain't relinquishing no power. I told y'all that when we started the show. Power hungry dogs don't release. But now we're telling a guy like Malcolm Jenkins, he knows that. He talking about using the NFL's power for good. What? If the NFL wanted to use their power for good, they would use it. But they do use it for good, for their own good. It's 100 years they took to accrue that power. You think them people gonna relinquish power because you said that they need to try to make them feel bad on some guilt trip? You got a long way to get. If y'all think like that and you think like that, Brother Jenkins, you are as lost as I thought that anybody could be. People who accrue or gather power do not surrender power. They only are interested in gaining more of it. They're not interested in relinquishing power. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's why you have judges that die on the bench, because they don't want to relinquish the power. They don't say, okay, yeah, I'm old as hell and dead and half dead. I can barely stay awake in meetings nowadays, but I'm gonna sit up here on this bench, collect this money. Not, listen to what I'm saying, man. This is the dynamic of people who collect and accrue power. They do not relinquish power to give it to anybody. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, man. I had to hit you with the Jamaican voice, man. I had to let you know they're not going to do that, man. If you got the man and you've got the man and this man and he's able to, I tell you, man, if he's able to, they're accruing power, man. They're not going to relinquish the power, man. If you got the person and the person is accruing power, he is not going to release the power. What's wrong with you, man? Have you eaten too many coconut, man? Have you ate too much curry chicken, man? You must have had the plantain fall on your head too much, man. It would not happen, man. What are you talking about, man? The league is 100 years old. He will not relinquish power, man. And if they're doing good, man, it'll be for their good, man. If you want power, man, you build a 100-year league so you can do what you want to do, man. You do have power, man. The power you have is to be able to, so I'm losing my Jamaican. I got a limit on it. But anyway, what I'm saying is absolutely, it's crazy, man. It's foolish. It's foolish. It's not a thing, man. Bobby, who that to you, Bobby? Said, not a thing, man. Man, listen, man, let me tell you something about Big Q. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got 6 jobs. I told him he's a lazy man. I told him before, he said, man, you got 2 jobs, man? You a lazy man, Q. You a lazy man, Q. You have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, Q. 5 jobs and you're doing something, Q. You a lazy man with 2 jobs, Q. Anyway, man, let me get back in the chat, man. Let me get back in the chat. Stop playing. All right. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in. John said, I think it's time for Coach Payton to get some time. He said, time to go sometime. It take you to shake things up to make things work. I know, Jonathan, you got a lot of people going to be upset with you about that statement. A lot of people support Sean Payton, and that's how I go. All right. Thank you for that comment, Brother Jonathan. Who that to you? Who that nation for life? What up, fam? He says, last good draft we had was 2017. Marcus Coast and everybody else just trash. Wow. Yeah, I got to agree with you on that, man. I got to agree with you on that, man. Who that to you, man? Who that, Brother Jerry? Who that? Who that, man? All right. Nola says, sick of recycling regular players. I'm surprised Cadet not back. Don't give it some time. Jim says, I told you, Q. We never forgive Sean Payton for skipping over Pat Queen. I know you've been upset about that for a while now. All right, Casey, I've been saying let Pete call the plays. I'm with you on that, K. Kevin says everybody was mad on draft night with the first pick, but it didn't make sense. Big Irv said, imagine all these QBs. We passed on Mahomes, Jackson, and let a 5-0 Teddy go to and give Taysom 21 mil. Man, many talents, master of none. Yes, indeed. That's well said, Brandon. Big Irv, that's well said, my brother. Brandon says, ironically, Allen is Greg Williams' disciple. Isn't that funny? And both of their defenses are horrible because they're trying to be exotic instead of simplifying. They're too complex. What you trying to be? You're so complex that you're messing over your own players. They can't understand it. He ain't doing nothing. Bobby says, not a team, man. That's right. Who that to you? Kevlin, what up? He says, my 72-year-old grandmother can play safety better than Marcus Williams. I'm with you on that, fam. Let's sign her up. Donnell says Sean Payton needs to talk to Bill Parcells on how to coach a team and how to utilize new draft picks. He ain't talk. Listen, he can't. If he ain't running the ball by now, it ain't nothing. I'm telling you, Bill Parcells done gave up on him. He said, Sean, now you know the reason why you're losing. You're not running the ball right. But he a hard head. You know what? Hard head make a soft ass. And like I said, man, he gonna have to run the ball this year because I'm telling you, a lot of teams have caught up to his plays, his play calling, and he gonna have to do some different stuff. I don't know if he's imaginative enough. He used to be, but running the ball, he can get everything back if he just simply run the ball. He don't have to change a damn thing. Run the ball and everything comes back. But I guarantee you won't do it. Roy says, "Where's the butcher when you really need him?" I know, bro. Kevin says, "Who knows what they should have did, Q? They should have signed Littleton, who was balling in Vegas, and draft Chase Claypool around. How do you miss that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Claypool was a good one, bro. Littleton is interesting. Nola bars and living cut. That's right. That's right. That's 4, 5, 6 job. You a lazy man. You got 2 job. Your mom has 6 job. I have 6 job. I have 7 job. You lazy lima bean. You lazy lima bean. You got 2 job. You can't have 2. You're too lazy. You have 1. You got just 2 job. We have how many job your sister got? How many you got? I got 5 jobs. See your sister, you lazy lima bean. Your sister got 1, 2, 3, 4 job, man. Hey, matter of fact, that was Hey Man. That's right. Brother Jerry nailed it. It was called Hey Man. Hey Man. Oh, you lazy lima bean. You got your lazy lima bean. You got 1, 2 job. Your mama got 6 job. I got 7 job. Your sister got 5 job. You lazy lima bean. All right, man, that's funny. Bobby says, tell me Pete Carmichael didn't make us rise calling plays when Sean Payton hurt his leg. Bro, let me tell you, I'm down for Pete Carmichael just for a change of scenery, bro, because we really need somebody in there that can actually help out, and keep some accountability. That's what I'm talking about. We need some accountability, family. That's all I want. There was zero accountability with Sean Payton calling those plays. Nobody could check him on that without him getting upset. And if we had an offensive coordinator that we could pin our aggression toward the offensive coordinator, and if Payton don't make a play, we could put the pressure on him to do the right thing. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm talking about. There is no accountability because nobody in the organization is pushing down on Payton to force him to get this right. They're leaving him alone because they're making money. As long as they're making money, they're fine. When they start not making money, then they're going to tell Payton something. But as long as they're making money, he can run the team how he want to run. He can run them into the wall if he want to. He can drive them off into the edge of a volcano if he want to. But, that's a part of it. But, yeah, Bobby, I feel you on that, though. Tyler said that was good. Oh, thank you, family. Appreciate it. All right, Ramsey says, Q, who do you think going to win in Tampa Bay versus the Bays, the Battle of the Bays, Tampa Bay versus Green Bay this weekend? Well, I want Green Bay to win, but then again, I would like Green Bay to lose because I'm spanning ahead, and I know because we lost to them in the season that we're going to have to catch up with them if we're trying to position ourselves, in the position, even though it might be tough for us to reel off and then come back. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we can reel off a series of wins if we're serious about running the ball. We can win 8 or 9 games in a row and totally look different if we're serious about being balanced. And if Sean Payton's questions that I covered in his previous article 2 segments ago are any indication, then we should be able to run the ball and we can reel off wins. The issue is running the ball because the teams are not prepared. They're not looking at you as a running team. Every defense is playing you as passing. And if you switch that up and throw them off, you can win games. You can get a lot of your play action going and your passing attack going. But I'm trying to get the man to understand that, listen, you got to get the running game going first. So if we can take him off the plays and Pete Carmichael there, that'll give us some accountability, meaning that at least he has to answer to somebody. Sean Payton answers to nobody. Nobody's putting any pressure on Sean Payton. He has too much power reeling around in there. Nobody's writing articles saying Sean Payton has too much power that he had, and they know it like I know it. But that's why I be crushing them here because they garbage. But I'm hoping it's Tampa to lose. But then again, bro, I want Green Bay to lose because at least that gives us the catch up. And I think we'll take care of Tampa Bay in a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks from now, whatever it is. And we'll take care of our own business, but I won't reach out and have some teams to beat Green Bay, knock them off, knock Seattle off, so we can catch up to them, as it were. All right. Thank you for the question, Ramsey, and who that to you. Yeah. Yeah, Les Alama Bean. All right. All right. Nola says Newman versus Booker T on ESPN. All right. Kent says Peyton play calling is too predictable. Throwing the ball to Kamara 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. His career is about to be short. Yeah, this is stupid. Absolutely, absolutely terrible. Throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, throwing it down 10 yards down the line of scrimmage. It's just totally stupid. Why are you doing that? Run the ball straight at the defense and you'll get a lot more out of it. All right, thank you for that. Kent Javier says, what if the Butcher was able to ask questions after the game? That I think he'll have more spine than some of them reporters down there asking those milquetoast questions. You know, at least the Butcher had the courage to ask Peyton at the Butcher line, man, why you did what you did with that punt? What happened with that? Yo, cause they told me how to run my team. Bro, the team is here because of us. You're not paying the lights over there. We are. That's a question that's fair to ask. Now you could have answered the question. The problem is the reason he's getting upset is because he's getting asked that question by more than the valet, the Butcher, and everybody else. They're all out in public asking him the question. That's in the questions that we want to know because the press ain't doing it. The press is not asking because if they ask those questions, then we would not need to ask him the same questions because they already asked him. The issue is they ask all these pathetic milquetoast questions that placate to the guy, and you shouldn't do that. Keep it real. Your placation should go toward the people that's reading and supporting you and your career as a reporter. It shouldn't go to the coach, to the football coach. It should go to the readers of your items. And you need to ask the questions the readers want to know and not the dumbass questions you coming up with. Asking the same silly, stupid-ass questions. It looked like Kamara's having fun out there. I don't give a goddamn if Kamara having fun out there, man. You be 3-2. Oh, well, Drew, you playing the Chargers again. You haven't, being that this might be your last year, how do you feel about playing the Chargers? I don't care about that. That's a question that you ask at the end of the year. We don't care about whether or not Drew is going to play the Chargers again. I don't care about that. But the team is 3-2, you know, or 2-2 or 1-2 or whatever the hell it was. It's stupid. Dumbass, weak questions. And then the guy come behind him and ask the same question in a different way. And Drew says, again. Ask the same question in a different way. And Drew had to answer the man again. You know, I started there and, you know, it was fun and all this, had a good time and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, man, really? Really? And I said, you know what? That's why I hold their feet to the fire. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike all of them. This is quite a few I actually really like Bob Rose and Kyle T. Mosley and the family members over there at the St. News Network. They're by far my favorite. But a lot of these other guys, I don't like them at all, man, because they don't keep it real, man. They don't keep it real and they don't ask the question, and they're a bunch of cowards and they're yellow and they're spineless. You don't go up there and be a chicken and don't ask the right questions that the people want to know. At least every one time you go up there, ask the question, as opposed to ask them, Drew, looks like Drew and Kamara. How do you think Mike asks Kamara a question like, you know, how do you think Michael Thomas and Drew's rhythm is doing? I don't know. Ask Michael Thomas and Drew that question, dumbass. But that's one of them sucker questions that to ask one because you didn't have a good question because you was out drinking the night before. And then when you say, oh, damn, I ain't write the question down. So you go up in there and write some dumbass question down to ask them people. I know what time it is. Because that sounds like a question of somebody that was drunk the day before and like, oh, shit, I forgot to write the question down. What time is it? Oh, man, we got an hour and a half. Well, let me hurry up and write it down. Well, let me see. Okay, who I'm asking? Kamara, right? Okay. Let me ask Kamara, if how's the rhythm between Mike Thomas? What you think about the rhythm between Mike Thomas and Drew Brees? I mean, you're like, okay, they fine. I guess they looking. I mean, that's a stupid ass question, reporter. That's a stupid ass question, reporter. You know, that's a drunk the day before and late writing the question on the palm of my hand because I forgot to bring paper and I almost missed the conference call because I was up late drinking. That what kind of dumbass question that was. All right, let's keep it going. I'm going to finish out the chat and that'll be end of the show. All right, Nola says, if athletic, if Peyton mental, he can be dangerous. Kevin says, I seen him play against West Jeff a few weeks ago. He's going to be good. Brandon says, Big Q, would you playing Saints Julian, would you trade Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams, and Alex Anzalone and Sheldon Rankins before they hit free agency. I would keep Sheldon Rankins. Okay, I would actually keep Sheldon Rankins. I would actually try to re-sign Sheldon Rankins to a cheaper deal if he will go for that, being that it's going to be a funny looking free agency next year. Maybe he goes for a cheap two-year deal, a prove-it deal to prove that he can, you know what I'm saying, with indicators in there. I would try that with Sheldon Rankins, but he's important to the long term. I would not trade Marshawn Lattimore. I would not trade him. I would definitely trade Marcus Williams because I'm not signing him. I would definitely trade Marcus Williams, and I can get Alex Anzalone for cheap if I resign him, because his stats ain't gonna look like nothing if he playing like this. It's only the hair on fire Alex Anzalone I want, and you won't get him until you get a contract extension. So I would Alex Anzalone probably would be a question mark there because you already committed to Demario Davis for 3 more years, and you have Zach Bowen waiting. So Alex Anzalone could be very well gone. This could be the end, whether he knows it or not. So you might as well turn loose the horses. You might as well throw it all to the wind. When Demario got his contract, more than likely, you probably not going to get yours. And then they already got a linebacker waiting in the wings that they want to put and see what he can do. Don't look good for Alex Anzalone. I'm just keeping it real. So yeah, Alex Anzalone is a guy that I will look at. Marcus Williams, those guys I would most certainly consider trading. Right now, you might as well trade Alex because he's healthy, because you ain't going to be able to do nothing with him if he gets hurt. So you're right. You got a point on that. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate the question. Ram says maybe if somebody hid the granite glasses from Peyton, you can see them rusted calls. Yeah, perhaps. Maybe he needs stronger bifocals. Maybe he's not seeing. He still be having them both bifocals on, and then the sheet be right up here. You know, that's a stubborn dude, man. Kevin said reporters have no backbone. Yeah. No, Rankins and Lattimore should stay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Rankins, I would keep him, try to sign him cheap. Lattimore, I'll keep him. But most certainly, Alex Anzalone, they gave Demario that money. Alex is not going to he ain't going to get paid. He ain't going to get paid, not the kind of money you're looking for. If he do stay, it's going to be real cheap. And really, it's about Zach Bowen. They want Zach Bowen on the field. And if you get I don't want Alex Anzalone in his current rendition. I do not like this scared, cowardly lion version of Alex Anzalone. I do not like this version of him. I really don't. And I'm advocating for them to make the move and move Demario Davis to Mike linebacker, move Alex Anzalone off the Mike linebacker position because he's not playing with any fire, and I do not like this version of him. And of course, I will keep Rankins because he's very critical to our Super Bowl aspirations. But that's it. But I'd like to thank all the family members. I appreciate y'all for chiming in as I have exhausted the chat. Almost 3 hours long on this joint. And I'd like to thank all the great Saint Think Tank and the rest of the family members for chiming in on the show. Big ups to the family members. Go roll the chat. All right. And please feel free, family, to hit up the pro shops. The links in the description section below for all the latest gear. It helps out the platform. Over 50 design. We got dozens of hundreds of products available at the pro shop. Check the links out. It's 2 links, maybe 3 links in the description section below. We always got new gear. And if you're a guy that loves to help out the pro and you like merch, feel free to check out Pro Apparel. The links in the description section below, and they help out a lot. Our new line of cancer awareness tees are available as well. Big ups to NOG Supremacy. Said we need 100 Saints fans with Sean run the ball signs at the stadium. He would be, and that arrogant, would still ignore you and continue to throw the ball. And he'll go harder just because you said run the ball. That's what kind of dude that is. That's what kind of dude that is. All right, big ups to you, NOG Supremacy. Big ups to you, Know the Ball. So you think Alexander's only playing bad because his position changed? No, I think he's playing bad because he knows he's been reading the press clippings and been listening to the shows and various other shows that saying that he cannot complete a full NFL season. This is an attempt. This is his attempt of trying to complete a full NFL season and hopefully to try to get a contract from the Saints. That's what you're seeing on the field. So he's playing very under control. He's very less emotional, very under control, so he doesn't get hurt. And that's what this is. And I don't like it because he could play the Mike linebacker position, pillar the post. He really could, but he doesn't. He's got an injury thing inside of his head. He doesn't want to get hurt. He wants to prove that he could complete a full season of play. And that's why he's playing like that. That's why he looks like that. That's my stance. Big ups to you. Thank you for the question, Nola Balls, as well. But also feel free to go to Pro Radio, link in the description section below, where you can listen to all the shows on the radio format. Over 70,000 downloads on Pro Radio. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Audible, all available on the biggest podcast platforms on the planet. Pro Radio's in the building. Spreaker.com/The Sports Coma, or go to the description section. The link is below. Enjoy the platform. Feel free to go to patreon.com and donate. Patreon.com/The Pro Media Network. You can sign up for as cheap as $1 or $5, or whatever's in your heart to give to the network to help the platform, to help us out. You see that we're growing, we're building, we're moving forward and moving stronger. Still several other really big projects we're working on as well. Moving ahead. So if you want to be a patron, go there. Link is in the description section below. Sign up. Not only do you get acknowledgement, every show when we run our scrollers at the bottom, every last supporter is recognized. Every time we do the shows, we let people know who's supporting the team, and we really appreciate y'all. First and foremost. And besides that, is access to unlocked content, over 20 shows of TSC Q&A live where we go in. That is available on patreon.com for our Patreon YouTube members. And also over 10 shows of On Q with Big Q is also available on patreon.com, plus other content as well. Sign up with the link in the description section below. Also, big ups to our show sponsor, GetLifeMask.com. GetLifeMask.com. You can feel free to go to their website and get yourself a mask. We make these masks a little different than most, is besides the fact to come in the Saints, the Pelicans, and LSU, there is a filter, the PM2.5 filter, that goes in behind the nose clip that you slide in and then actually filters the air that you're breathing. That's right, a mask that filters the air that you breathe. And as you see on the screen, PM2.5 filter goes in behind the nose clip and it filters the air. It lasts for 3 months. So if you want one of those, go to getlifemask.com and breathe easy. Let your pocketbook breathe easy too with the code, the Sports Coma, lower caps, and the product code. Get 10% off on your purchase. Once again, thank the family members for joining us for a great episode of the Sports Coma. I really appreciate the family members going in as we dropped the receipts on the New Orleans mayor. Early on, we had to do it to her because she was full of that bunk, and I just had to show the family members receipts on deck, and had to cite the sources and everything. So I thank you guys for joining us. It was a really fun show as usual. Much love to all the family members. A big ups to your last Saint. Says Alexander's only afraid to get hurt. Damn shame, because he's very good, especially the 2018 season. Yep, no doubt about it. Ramp says, hey Q, if the state of Louisiana pays for the renovations and lease the dome to the Saints, why do the mayor of New Orleans have so much say so on the fans in the dome? Because even though that's true, they still the mayor is in control of the city. The dome resides in the city of New Orleans, and the say so really comes down to her, because they do have their hands in the cookie jars. The state, everybody got their hand in there getting money from the Saints, and a lot of that come from you. And that's why I was saying, listen, if you're not going to cut a check per family member that had something to do with the renovations or with the building of the dome over a period of time, because you get nothing from that. All you get is the fact to call the Saints your team. And they say this is your team because they give you that much recognition. They say, listen, it's because of the people that we use their money to build these facilities that we don't pay any rent on, that we don't pay any utilities on. We charge you $20 every time to park in the building, even though these structures have been paid for a dozen times over. We built the arena for free. They don't pay no rent on the arena. They don't pay no rent on the dome. They don't pay for none of the utilities, but the dome be lit up like a Christmas tree. When you drive past that, utility, all that get paid for by you. You don't get a penny. You don't get a check. You don't get nothing. But at the end of the day, you don't even get tax breaks on nothing. You got to pay for it all, and that's a goddamn shame. But see, when I bring, but me presenting the idea gives you the idea so that we know that in future sense that when stuff like this happen, we'll have the ability to get something back. Because see, the whole damn thing is set up where they collect everything and all you get is the recognition. But even if we say, even though you don't listen to what we're saying, we paying for everything that you're doing, the least you can do is listen to what we say to you. But see, you done got too arrogant in your mind where you don't even want to do that. So like I said, the power's always been with the people. Your money drives everything. But she has the last say, so that's why she needs to be shouted down. And then, of course, they're going to fall behind the umbrella of saying we're trying to keep people safe. Y'all talk about it's a football game. It's just a football game. Nah, man, you're wrong on that. You know it's about the care of money, because in the truth, tell the people the truth. You're doing it as a political ploy to keep it, because the mayor, you didn't like what the governor did because he signed that legislation off. And instead of getting 100-something odd million you wanted to get, you end up getting 93. And now they know they're going to get less than 93. And they only got 23 million out of the 93 million. And that's what's going on right here. They're like, no, we're not going to let you, because there's no dialogue outside of them saying, listen, okay, we can't give you 20,000, and they come out with a bullshit lie, because that's what it is, a straight up lie. Because how you go on TV and not know the facts about it? No other stadium in the city, in the country, is allowing people in to watch games when you sitting up there watching games with fans in the stand. What is you talking about? Then I went even further to show the statistics from ESPN showing you that they got people in, they're allowing, in Dallas has 20,000 people, and they're trying to go up to over 21,000 people. Because the governments, the CDC said that you can have 25,000 people in there. So what you talking about keeping safe? We usually have 80,000 screaming people in there. You reduced it to 25. That's their numbers. So who are you to say 750 is a righteous number? Who the hell are you? And what proof of studies you doing? You ain't doing no studies. You full of it. Because what studies showed us the evidence on the studies you did when they let the people in there them last 2 games? Them people ain't got nothing to do with you in a team of study where we studying. You ain't studying a goddamn thing. Them people don't belong to you. Them people are friends and relatives of the players or of the team watching the game up in there. You ain't got no special people down there studying nothing. What you talking about studying? What you got? Where your data at? Present your receipts and show what you doing instead of a bunch of lip service, man. That's how you got to attack these people, because they foolish and they playing politics game. They pulling political games and they begging for money. They begging for $100 million when all you have to do is to open up the city and let the business flow so the people can get their money right. Stop standing in the way of progress and the people claiming that some boogeyman ass stuff out there going to get them. We done lived through worse than this, I keep telling y'all. And we not going to cower underneath the table or underneath the bed somewhere worrying about the boogeyman coming to get us. We're not going to do that. So, I mean, I get upset about it because it's foolish, man. It's foolish. And it's a bunch of nonsense. That's why I had to drop them receipts on our ass about how much money is really at stake and why and what's going on. And I had to hit y'all with it. So now that y'all know. So anyway, much love to the family members. Big ups to y'all. Thank y'all for joining me on this edition of the show. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow, Friday, with another fantastic show, and we'll talk again. So y'all be safe out there. Who that to you, and I'll see you later.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports